This week, we look at the barren town of Canistota, South Dakota, where a shocking attack turns out to be just one of many. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us again on another crazy, sad, horrible, funny, bloody, depressing, and illuminating episode of Small Town Murder. We're very excited this week, as we always are, to bring you the worst in human, worst of what humans have to offer, we'll say. That's what we do every single week. Right. And just like every week, I do want to thank you guys for your iTunes reviews this week, because you guys have come through huge for us, really.
It's ridiculous.
It's actually, that's the thing that's gotten us noticed by a couple of people. There's a couple things that are cooking right now that people literally, we stood out because of the number of reviews that we had. That shows that our audience is motivated to get our backs. Right. So thank you guys so much for those iTunes reviews. If you have not done it yet, please get on iTunes, give us 5 stars. It doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our ego. It's really just for business and to feed iTunes' big, hairy, funky algorithm that for some reason weighs reviews heavily on their stupid charts. So please help us out with that. We thank you very, very much. If you want to be an even bigger help and you want to be one of our producers, one of our list of people that we're going to talk about later who we love and respect and admire more than anyone else out there right now, you can do that by going to patreon.com/crimeinsports.
Right.
Or you can make a one-time donation over at PayPal using our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com.
Right.
If you want to get a hold of the show, no problem there. You can do that at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small on Twitter, Small Town Pod on Facebook. It's all different. It's confusing. Just search for Small Town Murder and you will find us. And if you want to do even more than that, you can go to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Yes.
And you can get all this Small Town Murder and Crime and Sports t-shirts and merch, and you can find out live show information and every other stupid thing you might want to know. It's all there. It's all right there. So do that. But we have a crazy, crazy, crazy episode
Can't
today.
wait to hear it.
It's wild. Let's get to the disclaimer right away, because it's a thick one. It's a crazy episode. This is one of those where you're like, oh my God, and it just keeps unraveling. And then the end doesn't make you feel better. It's one of those. So buckle up, everybody.
Great.
This is a comedy podcast. We've said it every week. We have to keep saying it. The cases are real. The research is real. Everything that we're talking about is real. Right. But we're comedians. That's what we do. So we're going to make jokes about that. And some people think that's weird. And some people think it's odd to have any comedy mixed with murder. But we don't. And we hope that you don't either. Right. Because it's not like we're not taking a situation where they find a woman's body or man's body and then we start making fun of the dead person. That's not what we're doing. That's not the show at all. So if you think like, oh, they're going to be making that's not it at all. It really isn't. We make fun of small towns. We make fun of bumbling police forces. We make fun of murderers. That's what we're doing here. We're not. We go out of our way to not make fun of the victims or the victims' families. We really, really do, and we stand by that. We're assholes, but we're not scumbags.
It's true.
That's how it works here, and so hopefully that'll mitigate any guilt you may have for laughing or for listening to anything with this in it. Because
if you're on the fence, though, please don't listen.
Yeah, if you don't know if you're thinking, I don't know if true crime and comedy belong together, then they probably don't for you, and you're probably going to be offended at something, and you're probably just a person that gets offended, and that's fine. That's cool, but we should part ways probably, because you're not going to like us, and we're not going to like you. So we'll call it a day at that.
I'm not going to like your opinion of me. That's for sure.
Because at this point, if you're on board from here on out, you're in. You're in. We don't want to hear any complaining. Because you know what it is. Yeah. We're all in the liquor store. We're all in the car on the way to the liquor store.
Wear your seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt.
Don't get us fucking pinched before we do it.
If something happens in that liquor store and somebody ends up dead, guess what, guys? You're all accomplices at this point. So you've been warned. Yeah. And without further ado, I think it's time. Yes. I think I know what you're saying. Yeah. Saying, shut up, give me murder. And we will do that right now. We'll give you murder. Let's go on a trip, Jimmy. What do you say? I say we do a little traveling here. Get your bags packed.
It's so hot here. I want the fuck out.
I would go anywhere. We're in Phoenix. It's about 112 today. Right. And really, anywhere you have to offer. Doesn't matter. How about
minus Afghanistan.
Well, yeah, it's hot there, too, I think.
Yeah.
How about South Dakota?
Okay.
Want to go there?
That sounds lovely enough.
Canistota, South Dakota?
I wish it was snowing right now.
I know. That sounds really good. I would love to go outside just with a tank top on and just a wife beater, just basking in snowflakes.
I'll let my sweat freeze.
Oh, God, it's awful right here. But Canistota, South Dakota, it is not that hot at all over there. This is in the southeastern part of the state. This is if you're not from the U.S., this is in the middle part of the country where everything is just rectangles and squares and has no shape or character of any kind.
Area.
It's the grid. We're into the grid system there. This is, like I said, southeastern part of the state. It's a square state with in the bottom part of the southeastern part, there is the tiniest of panhandles.
It's a little curl.
It's like Superman's curl coming off his forehead. Like that's the amount of differential it is. So it's, but this isn't in it, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, but there's panhandle behavior.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's coming. But this is no panhandle here. It's about 40 minutes to Sioux Falls.
Okay.
So, you want to get your party on, you know where to go, buddy. You get yourself in your car and you take yourself to Sioux Falls about 40 minutes away, and you are going to get down and have a good old time.
Is there a falls in Sioux Falls?
I think there is. I think there's falls.
Fell?
So, Sioux Falls right over here. Bunch of them I seen.
Right.
All them Sioux Falls all over here.
Sue,
they just
fell down.
everywhere. Bunch of Sues named Sue just fell off. I think that's what it was. So, Sioux Falls isn't the most exciting area either, but there's stuff there, actually. Okay. There's not much stuff here. This is we'll get to it.
It's an outlet?
It's a small town. There's no out. They would kill for an outlet mall in this town. For a strip of outlet malls, they would go crazy in this town for that. They'd give anything for that, I have a feeling. Right. Although maybe the people here wouldn't want that, as we'll talk about the people who do come here. Yeah. This is the oddest vacation spot. Well, wait till you hear it. It's the strangest place, the strangest setup of people going to a place for vacation where you're like, huh?
Was South Dakota where the pipeline was at, or was that North Dakota?
North Dakota there. Okay. South Dakota is where Deadwood was. Okay. A show that you've never watched that I beg you to watch.
It's a mining camp that's deserted, right?
A mining desert, at this point. I'm sure there's stores and shit now, and you know how it goes. But this is
something for the kiddies.
Something for the kids. Here, buy the kids a fake gun and some fool's gold. There you go. They give you a little sack of painted rocks, and you're like, yay.
Somebody sat around spray painting that shit.
Yeah.
For your kids to bug you to buy $9.99 worth of worthless shit.
Worth of rocks with spray paint on it, with literally half a cent of spray paint on the outside of them. And
otherwise, that kid's going to scream his fucking head off the whole way home. And it's South Dakota. That's a long ride.
That's a long ride from anywhere. From anywhere you are, literally. It takes forever to get to South Dakota.
Listen to that kid scream about, I just wanted the rocks.
Gold. I wanted, what the hell, what's the
pyrite?
Name? Pyrite. I was going to say pyrite or some shit like that.
That's what the technical term is. For the actual rock, if it's not spray painted.
If it's not spray
painted, it's just fucking granite.
Every Old West shithole tries to sell you pyrite.
Right.
It's like, see, it's got a scientific name. That means it's... assholes. This place is in McCook County. McCook County. It's zip code 57012, area code 605. It is a small town in terms of area. It is 0.56 square miles. So a little over a half a square mile. And if you look at the map, it's not like there's this and then there's stuff around it that just happens to be labeled a different town. There's a square of like a little tiny town square.
That's civilized.
That's, that's it. That's half a mile. And then there's nothing around it. Nothing. There's just roads, highways. And it's like, wow.
Places, things to get the fuck out.
Holy, This is one of those things where we'll find out how it started, but you're like, how did it continue? How did this continue? Why are people still here? I don't understand it. They try to write on their thing. They try to nickname themselves Seatown.
What?
No.
What?
No, you can't. You're not. How many sea towns come to Cleveland, Chicago, Columbus, fucking Charlotte? I'll give you
anything named C that's a metropolis.
That's bigger than this place, is Sea Town. So good try, guys. I don't know who's calling it that. Where you living? Sea Town.
Right.
But guess which one that is. Bet you'll never guess it. Bet you're never going to guess it.
Sea Town.
The town motto. Yeah. They have a town motto for some reason. And this, they should have hired a firm because they could have used just a little outside help on this one. Just a push in the right direction. Their motto is, quote, home of the Hawks. Huh. Seriously, we have more Hawks than people. That's the rest of it. No, that's what the fuck. Yeah, home of the Hawks, and we'll find out who that is.
I thought that was Seattle. Also, Seatown.
Seatown, baby. Jesus, home of the Hawks. That's Atlanta. You mean?
No, the Seahawks.
Atlanta Hawks, Seahawks. But you'll see. It's interesting here.
Okay.
Established in 1883, and this is another town. The Chicago Northwestern Railroad chose the site.
Oh, those bastards!
Anytime a company chooses where it's just some worker fucking setups or encampments are going to be, that'll turn into a town. It's always a terrible town. It doesn't happen naturally. It's not on a body of water. Right. It's not a thing. It's like, this spot in the middle of nowhere will do.
Right.
The Indians sold it to us cheap, so let's use it. I feel like that's what it is.
We need it, is basically what it is.
Yeah.
We need a rest stop for the engineer to take a shit.
Pretty much. We need people to work on some shit. They originally had 72 blocks in this whole thing here. That's one house per block. It's very spread out. It's very nice. Very, very nice here. Town was incorporated in 1900, so it's a newer town, even for South Dakota standards, because, even Deadwood, people were there 20, 30 years before that. Anywhere where there was gold, but there's really no gold here, just railroad pit stop. That's just pyrite and railroad work. Canistota, of course, that's not what they meant to fucking name it, obviously, like it happens a ton of times here. Somehow, no... You would think before you hand in whatever sheet of paper that says like who you want to be, you'd think someone checks it out. Give it a spell check quick. Just look it over. Ask the guy next to you to take a peek at it. You see anything wrong with this? No? Okay, good. Don't just fill it out fast at the end of the day like, my wife's got dinner on the table. It's back, 1800s. My wife's got dinner. She's going to kill me if I don't get home. Let me just scribble this out. And then the town has the wrong name for 150 fucking years.
Thinks I'm out banging whores and I'm here trying to name the goddamn town.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was a guy named Major Free, which is a great name. It sounds like a 70s basketball player. Yeah. World B. Free and his brother Major. He's a...
Did you say World B?
World B. Free was a basketball player in the 70s.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who World B. Free is?
I don't know who World B. Free
is.
Jimmy,
look him up and Google him because he is a basketball player from the 70s with a giant, awesome afro.
Did he make the NBA?
World B. Free. Fuck
really?
Yeah, he did. World B. Free was a great player.
Why don't I know that?
I don't know. You should see this man, too.
I thought Meta World Peace was the worst fucking name I've ever heard.
This guy's name was
the
World
original.
B. Free. No shit. World B. Free.
Oh my God, there he is.
He's awesome.
You're gonna be very disappointed, my friend, because he has since shaved the afro.
Well, I would assume so. This was in 1978 we were talking about.
Also known as Prince of Midair. How about no? I don't want you mid. I want you to be as high as you can to dunk, sir.
He shaved his afro. I doubt Jimmy Walker says dynamite quite as much anymore. So in the 70s, it's changed a lot. So this was a guy, Major Free, World B's brother, didn't have the same basketball game. It has a little bit.
He doesn't say dynamite.
He doesn't, I'm sure.
Well, he's fucking blowing it because that's the only thing we want out of him.
Well,
outside of that, shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
Jimmy Walker. Major Free didn't have quite the crossover dribble that his brother did, so he instead worked for the Chicago Northwestern Railroad.
That's brutal.
And he named the town Canistota after his hometown of Canistota, New York, and a clerical error was made when applying for a post office, and the post office was recorded as their Canistota was Canastota. Yeah. Canistota, like Canistota, New York.
Right.
The post office application, though, was written as Cani Stota instead of CNAN. So CNAA, CANA. Right. So the railroad called the town Canistota with an A, and this lasted all the way until 1919 when they finally made the fucking post office and the rest of the town have the same goddamn name. The postmaster finally said, "This is stupid.
Right.
shit. They're addressing shit. We don't know what town they're in because they're spelling it wrong, and I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Do they want it in New York or do they want it in South Dakota?
What's happening?
Where are we sending this?
That's why we have zip codes. Zip codes from now on. I've had it. It's bullshit. So if you look at the Canistota website, it clearly was made in 1997 and has not changed a drop since. There's one that says, I look under all the categories, and the one that says moving to Canistota, and I'm like, what do you do if you're moving to Canistota? They're going to tell you a bunch of shit. And, this is where the grocery store is, all that. There's 2 links, and it's just internet provider, utilities.
That's it.
And above it says companies you may need to contact when you move to Canistota. It's nothing else. Fuck you.
Which utilities?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Just internet provider, utilities. It's all we got. Eat dicks. Good luck with the rest of it.
Yeah.
Good luck with the move.
You figure it out.
Also on the site, they have the yard of the week. Which, you're in a small town if the site has yard of the week. But much like an overgrown lawn, it's been neglected. There's nothing fucking there.
Yeah.
No nice lawns this week, you fucking bums. So, no, we're putting nothing on the site.
Maybe there's not enough lawns to have a different one every week.
Nope, sorry. Yard of the week is fuck. That's the other thing, too. It would just switch.
Right.
We find out how many people are here and how many households. You can't get through. It's like 3 years worth of lawns of the week, and it's back to one.
So you have 32 weeks of your school year. Every kid gets to be student of the week.
You know what? There's one guy who's a total dick, and he just owns it, and he's just yard of the week every week. It's like 32nd straight week in a row, yard of the week, fuckers, and he lords it over all his neighbors. He's like that one guy at McDonald's.
Prune your hedges, Al.
He's like the one guy at McDonald's who does a good job.
Right.
On the wall, it's just his picture. Every month.
Every last one of them with his zitty face.
That's it, man. So they also claim on the website that it's located 30 miles west of Sioux Falls and 40 miles east of Mitchell, right along Interstate 90. As convenient as... How often are you on Interstate 90?
So perfect.
Every day.
I can't wait.
It claims here that, quote, it's the perfect distance from larger cities to have a small-town atmosphere, but still be close enough to take advantage of the, quote, big city attractions.
Is it?
Of Sioux Falls and Mitchell.
40 fucking miles?
Of Sioux Falls, all those big city attractions that Sioux Falls has. So,
drive on in and see all the fall.
That's
all
right.
the Sioux Fall.
All the Sioux Fall.
What am I doing?
Then we got engines and we got drunk ladies named Sue. They both fall once in a while. Now, it also claims that Canistota is the perfect place to retire or to raise a family.
Okay.
Either one. Old, young, we've got it all.
You're here.
Home of the Hawks, baby.
Come on in.
So, yes, the home of the Hawks is because, and this is their town motto to the world now. Home of the Hawks because the Canistota Hawks high school football team, the 9B, Division 9B.
Really?
9B football team won the 2010 South Dakota
8
state
years ago.
title. And that's on their way. Home of the Hawks. Never forget. Never forget 2010.
Never forget when we had enough boys to field a football team.
Remember that?
And we won.
When Jeremy was the checkout guy at the grocery store, was our quarterback. Well, that was great, wasn't it? Hey, Jeremy, you remember that? Huh? He drinks a lot at night, Jeremy. He's got a lot of problems.
He's 26 now. He never went any further.
Nope. He's just in a bad mood, bagging shit all the time. And anytime you call him, he just goes, "What?" He hears you, but he don't want to respond.
Every now and again, he'll tackle a display of water bottles.
It happens. It happens just to let everybody know his prowess is
Remember
still there.
me?
Number 14, never forget it, motherfucker. And then he walks away. People are like...
I'm going on break.
People are holding their hands over their kids' ears like,
here it comes.
Crazy.
He's going to say the motherfucker. He's going to say
He's going to do it. He does it every time. And everybody just like, it's all right. It's like I had a friend whose mother had Tourette's. And she'd go on field trips. And she'd just scream, fuck for the whole field trip. I swear to God.
Why do they keep allowing that?
And all the teachers. And when it first happened, all the kids were like, oh my God, because it's like third grade, and we're all just look at the teacher, and the teacher's like, it's okay. It's okay.
But little Timmy is just like, yeah.
Just ignore it. That's who you want. No, Mom, please don't go on the field trip. Fuck, I'm going. Fuck. It's like, Jesus Christ. I felt bad for the poor lady, but I felt worse for the kid. No wonder why they were all fucking delinquents.
You ever seen that British kid on YouTube that reads Dr. Seuss books and he has Tourette's? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that kid's great. This was like
greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
This was an older alcoholic woman who literally just made a scowl and went fuck for an hour and a half on a school bus wherever we were going. We were just like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Right
it's worth the field trip. Whatever my mom paid for me to get into the fucking children's museum, as long as there's a middle-aged woman just grunting out fuck through her teeth.
That was like the lottery for a 9-year-old, though. We were like, this is great, man.
Mom, your $27 for my admission went to me learning fuck.
Fuck. This lady, it's hilarious. You have no idea. It's sad that we're laughing at it. She can't help it, but still, awesome. Christ almighty. So this place, Jesus Christ. This place, the reason why, this is an article from 1987 from the Chicago Tribune, okay? And it's about the Ortman Clinic, which is a chiropractic clinic in Canistota that is basically what the town runs on is this clinic. It says, quote, while other small towns reel from the farm crisis, Canistota is fairly bustling. The reason is the Ortman Clinic, which the American Chiropractic Association says is the nation's largest and oldest family dynasty of chiropractors in one town. This is a whole family of chiropractors, these people. And they all have bullshitters. And you'll never believe who fucking believes in all this shit.
Oh, boy.
So these guys have been cracking people's spines forever. Yeah. And it's so weird. It's the strangest thing. And they keep it in town. They talk about in this article how they're like, the streets are paved in the town, so that's good. The stores are open. The population is stable. And unlike many towns several times its size, it has 10 motels and hotels.
Oh, boy.
There's a reason for that. They have a 70-room, this is crazy, the largest hotel is a 70-room steam-heated Hotel Ortman. It also has 3 restaurants back then. Most popular is the Ortman Cafe, obviously, that they say is the favorite morning gathering spot of the town's gadabouts and seed corn caps.
What the fuck are those?
I don't know what that is at all. Gadabouts. That sounds like maybe gossips that go around talking. Seed corn caps?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Maybe guys that wear hats of like seed companies? Something like that,
maybe.
Like farmers. They all wear like a,
fucking
farm
don't
supply
know.
hat. I have no fucking idea. I haven't spent that much time on farms, as you might be able to tell.
I've been on a farm or two. I've never heard that shit in my life. Seed corn
caps.
That's interesting.
And seed corn is hyphenated. I don't know. They're the biggest. There's 7 of these chiropractors, and they're like the biggest people in this town. The editor of the newspaper said, quote, they bend over backwards to help this town, which I think is an attempt at a pun.
That's a shitty pun, too.
Which pisses me off here. Yeah, that's really fucking annoying.
Something about you. There's a place to put whiplash in there. There's
all sorts of shit.
And you do bend over backwards. I'll kick you in the dick.
Son of a bitch. So this also too. All these people are the chiropractors are heirs of Amon Ortman, who in like 1915 started cracking people's backs while he was plowing shit. Like they said he was on a horse-drawn plow and he'd get off to crack a dude's back and then start plowing again. Super, super weird. They eventually opened up this clinic here, and what they do is, it's so weird. People would come just for that, and that's what people do. They come here just for the chiropractic services because there's not a lot out there. It's fucking weird. Like, people, they complain, by the way, that the American Medical Association was talking shit about chiropractors, and they were super pissed off about it. Super mad.
Look, I've done it and it feels great. It doesn't treat shit. It can help with symptoms, but it ain't curing anything.
No.
So stop acting like you're fucking medicine.
That's the thing. And even they said, the Ortmans say that they don't like the word cure. Because a lot of the people that go there use the word cure, and they don't like that.
They're like, no, we don't do that. No.
They said most of the people, they spend a week there and they get 3 to 5 $15 treatments. That's all they were in 1987.
That's a deal.
At the Hotel Ortman, they had rooms were $9 and $13. So I mean, that's cheap as shit. Sounds like it's from the 1902.
In 87, they were that price?
It's so fucking weird.
Wow.
The reason why all these people come, the Amish come.
Okay.
The Amish come because this is like
Amon. That's an Amish name.
This is like old time medical care because there's no medicine. It's just some guy going, I'll fix you up there, crack, get out there, back on the farm. So they come all the fucking way from Amish country. There's nobody Amish there. They're traveling so fucking far to get your back adjusted to then get back on a carriage and fuck it up all the way back to Pennsylvania. It's stupid. Hey, dummy, here's an idea. Take a fucking flight home, and you'll feel better for longer. Otherwise, you're going to need to come right back here.
Embrace some technology, you dipshit.
Yeah. One of the Amish people said, quote, "We get real good results." So that's there.
Just not in school.
Yeah.
Real good results.
Real good results. Yeah, there's some Amish there now. I guess they started an Amish settlement about 60 miles southwest of Canistota, but they're not like in town or anything. The livability thing here, the residents give ratings and everything. The highest is cost of living. That's at A-. They like that. 2 Fs in both amenities and crime. D+ in education. D- in housing. People don't like it here.
Well,
and
what the hell?
How many damned souls are here?
Yeah.
638 are here right now.
That's positive.
It's not bad. Which is up 4.9% since 1990.
Okay, that's not positive.
No,
Why is
it's
it
not
booming?
a lot.
Why is it growing?
I don't know. People, what the fuck? People are fucking more up there. It's all I can think. I don't think people are the Amish. I don't know. I have no idea. Median age here is 39 and a half, which is about 2 years older than normal. So it's younger than I would think it would be. Yeah. I would think this would be a town of a lot of retired people, especially considering the female population. It's almost 56% female here, which is a little out of whack. Like I said, only 210 households here total. So yard of the week. Yeah. I mean, we have 4 years. Every 4 years, we got to keep flipping it. Back to you, Bob. All right. We got to get my yard all nice for this week.
When do they pass around like some sort of trophy? Like you get to stab some fucking staff in your front yard?
Maybe, yeah. You get a flag for a week. You get to fly proudly. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Married population's a little less than normal, actually. It's a little lower than normal. Divorced population a little higher than normal. Married with children is lower. Single with no children is higher, almost double. So there's some outdoor shit here going on, too, which always is that kind of skews it that way. Race of this town, shockingly very white.
Weird.
Strange, as you would think. 93.3% white, 0.77% black. That strikes.
That is very fascinating.
There's always like every biker rally, there's like 3 black guys. Every like country concert, there's a couple of black guys.
Yeah.
I think they're just checking it out. They'll take off soon.
Keeping an eye on them.
I don't think so. They'll fucking, never mind. They'll take off.
It's funny. If you've been to a country concert and seen a black guy there, you never saw him sing. That's what you never saw.
They're just watching.
unless it's Darius Rucker on stage. You don't see the black guy swooning along.
I feel like they look at them. Black people will look at country music the same way I do. Yeah. Like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, like a sociological experiment. Like, why do these people like this?
Just so they don't try to kill me, I'm going to wear boots too.
No, still not wearing boots. Sorry, that isn't happening. No fucking way. So 0.0% Asian, obviously there. You wouldn't expect that. 4.79% Hispanic. That is way under the average. Voting in this town, it's about 35% Democrat, about 64% Republican, which South Dakota, that's about normal there. Now, religion in this town, about 56% of the people say they're religious. That's a little above average. It's about 50-50 normally. 20% Catholic, 0.0% LDS, so they haven't found it up there yet. No. Don't worry, they'll be there eventually. 0.0% Jewish.
Or they've checked it out and fucking left.
Yeah, they don't leave anywhere. Yeah. You let a fucking Mormon in the door, and they're staying, and they're going to have children,
they're imposing.
And they're going to convert you. It's a whole thing, and they're going to be so nice you'll feel bad to ask them to leave because they're so fucking nice. You'll be like, they're really nice. They're really nice. They're just so nice. I invited them for dinner. I don't know why. They're just nice. I know they're going to try to pitch us, but they're so fucking nice.
They didn't even bring a side dish.
I feel like that's half the people they get is just because the missionaries are so nice. People felt bad. They're just too nice. I couldn't be a dick to him. He's so nice.
Stick around.
This is blonde kid at my door. I don't know. So
keep saying shit about the religion starting just like 10 years ago.
Jesus, it's silly. I know.
It's ridiculous.
0.0% Jewish, 0.0% Muslim. As you might imagine, unemployment rate here. The country's average is 5.20. Here it's 1.80. So
everybody's working.
There is fucking no unemployment. There's like 4 guys and everybody's staring at him, going, "Come on, Bill, get your shit together, buddy.
Get up, Sue.
Come on, Sue. Get up. It's time to work." Household income here is $41,250. So that's a little about $12,000 less than the national average. A lot of jobs here. When you look at the jobs, like there's more. Usually it's 1.35% and forestry and fishing and that sort of shit. And here it's 8.51%. Okay. So there's more outdoor jobs, which should explain single younger people. Also a lot of older people because it's about double the healthcare workers as normal. So you're going to get that.
Get a lot of chiropractors.
Yeah, there you go. No shit. It's a medical town. People come there for it. Overall, on cost of living, we say 100 is average, par, normal. Cost of living here is 80. So most of the things are around average. Groceries are a little low. Utilities are a little high. Yeah. Housing is 43 out of 100, so super low. Super low here. Median home cost here is $79,500.
What a deal.
Which is more than $100,000 less than the national average. Not too shabby at all. 12% of the houses are less than $20,000.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm sure they're trailers, but still,
they're not great.
Not great, but they're there. And
but it's a shelter.
If we've convinced you to find one of these shelters and move to South Dakota, we have for you the Canistota, South Dakota Real Estate Report. All right, I found a 2-bedroom apartment here. On the average, is about $670. I'm not sure if any of them exist, but that's what they say they cost if they do. Housing-wise, I found about 6 houses for sale in the whole town. There's only 210 houses, so
6.
You're not going to find many houses for sale.
6 are up.
6 are there.
That's great.
There might be a few more private or whatever, but these were on Zillow and Realtor and whatever. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400-square-foot house. It is a lone manufactured home on a plot of dirt that looks like it goes on forever.
Awesome.
Depressing as shit.
Yeah.
$130,000.
Wow.
So, 1,400 square feet. It's a nice little place for you got a couple of kids, whatever, and plenty of room around you. Nothing there. I found a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,000-square-foot house.
Wow.
This fucking thing is nice. It's really nice, this house. Done well. $319,000, which is way less than you're going to find it for in any other market, of city.
4,000 square feet in LA is like $5 million.
Where? In Compton? If you built it in the middle of the fucking projects? Yeah. Anywhere nice, it's going to be huge. I found a 6-bedroom, 5-bath house, 5,674 square feet.
My fuck.
Holy shit, you've wiped out all the natives for this one. $624,000 for that bad boy.
Wow.
To live in the middle of nowhere. Things to do. I found Sport Days, which is that's their big thing. It's on their website. It's all they talk about. July 12th, 13th, and 14th. Mark your calendars, goddammit.
Jeremy's leading the parade.
There's a pie baking contest.
Okay.
So you got to have that. Amusement shit, golf tournament, swimming.
Yeah.
Free swimming, it says. The Hawk's Nest sponsored street dance, which sounds very
horrible.
exciting. And then fireworks at dark, baby.
Of course.
Fireworks. We got a pancake breakfast the next morning. The kiddie tractor pull.
What?
Children are pulling tractors or driving. I don't know what happens there.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds dangerous and hilarious at the same time.
I want to see that.
I would actually watch that.
Like a tractor pull is you pull a trailer that has the weight on the back, and it starts at the back, and as you go down the track, it moves up to the ass end to where eventually your truck can't pull it anymore.
Exactly.
So is that just with a bunch of kids?
I guess there's children doing that, or maybe their children are pulling each other.
Or the kids are the weight?
Maybe. I have no idea. You're just yanking a kid along in the mud. That could be fun. Later on in the day, though, on the east end of town, is the 3rd annual Bull Riding, Barrels, and Mutton Bustin'.
Mutton Bustin'.
M-U-T-T-O-N, like sheep.
That's the Mutton Busters of the. That's
mutton bustin'. With an apostrophe. Bustin'.
No, it's for kids, isn't it? Mutton bustin'. That's when you got
I've never heard of that before.
When you got
the
sheep fucking things on your legs, the sheep chaps. You never seen those before?
I've seen them, and I've seen footage on.
It's fucking busting up little sheep.
Wow. Fucking hillbillies, get it together. Jesus Christ. Mutton busting? You wonder why I'm making funny all the time? Quit mutton busting. I'll stop making funny.
I don't think it's when you rope them. I think it's when you fucking like wrestle them down.
I'm gonna wrestle this little fucker down.
Yeah, I think that's when you got to say wrestling. There's no wrestle.
I think so. No. Up there especially. Crime rate in this town, property crime is right at average. Violent crime is higher than average, actually. So these people are not happy with each other. It's about 15% higher than average. And there was a time period where it was really rip-roaring with a few of these murders that we're going to talk about here. some really crazy shit started happening. Let's talk about some people in this town that are bad people and some good people. We'll talk about a bunch of different ones here.
Bunch of mutton busters.
Bunch of mutton busting sons of bitches over here. First, let's talk about Piper Potts.
Yeah.
Piper Potts was a young woman. She's attractive, younger woman. She's from Texas. Living in Texas, she meets a man named Vance Streely, Streyle. Streely. That's a hard one. I've heard it pronounced both ways, too. It didn't help me at all.
Pipers are always hot, though. They're always fascinating girls.
You know what? That's weird. They're always redheads, though. Piper's always a redhead.
Reddish?
Reddish.
I know, like
freckles.
a strawberry blonde girl.
The same thing.
She was adorable.
She can't go outside in the sun either way.
She was fascinating, though. She was like a skateboard girl and smoked weed, but she was like an amazing artist.
And then she burned to a crisp every time she walked out the door.
Yeah.
She had to wear SPF 600 to go outside.
Very small girl. I believe she dated a tall black guy in high school, which was a fascinating dichotomy.
We have no way of
being how big he was and how small she was.
Yeah, well, we have no way of verifying any of this information of what happened to her or the I
hope she's alive, that Piper.
Piper.
She was a wonderful girl.
Well, this Piper Potts, she's from Texas. She's going to Bible college in Oregon. And she meets she meets a man there named Vance Streely, and they hit it off right away. And they're both very, very religious. Obviously, they're going to Bible college. They're both very religious, very kind of devout. They have the same groove going on here. They get married in 1988. Very nice there. Get married young. They want to start a family. And they move in 1991 to Canistota, South Dakota. They have a 40-acre lot, which is a lot.
Their folks got some dough.
What is that? What does that cost you there?
At least $50.
At least $150. Someone had to co-sign for that bad boy.
Unless they used their mutton busting title.
They had a mutton busting.
The prize money.
He had his mutton busting belt buckle that he won, so maybe he could have hawked that because that's a hot item there. If you're the head mutton buster for that year,
and his sheep wool chaps,
the prestige that comes with that. Well, it comes attached to the sheep wool. It comes as a set.
Right.
It's a belt with a buckle attached to the chaps, and you put it all on together as one unit. They've had it going on since approximately 1910, so those chaps are stinking right now because you can't wash them. But
I think those come with the sheep penis still attached, too.
Well, I mean, they want it to be realistic, and we understand that. We don't want it to be, nobody wants some bullshit.
They're not confused when you come running in to get them.
That's the other thing, too. They're like, oh, okay, I see everything. Oh, God, no, it's not. So these two here, they moved to a trailer on 40 acres, which sounds sort of sad because a 40-acre lot, and it's probably a lot of dirt, and it's just this big lot, and there's just a trailer stuck in the middle of it.
And like wheat stalks everywhere.
I would imagine wheat stalks and meth sheds everywhere nowadays.
There should be 2 or 3.
Yeah, back then, no, but nowadays you'd be like, there's meth sheds somewhere in that. No, you don't just have 40 acres in a trailer. Right. There's some shit going on there.
Man wandering around in his underwear and a gas mask. It's just some weird shit happening.
See if he disappears underground at any point. I feel like he dug a bunker and he's got something in there. Like I saw on TV one time, people made underground. They put like 8 school buses together underground to make a giant fucking like drug processing center.
That's awesome.
It was fucking insane.
Is that real?
Oh, it was absolutely real.
It wasn't a TV show.
This was like a Discovery Channel show where the cops
like
were taking.
The Wire or
the cops were taking. No, but if it was, you wouldn't know any better. But
that's why I'm asking.
No, this was the cops taking you to this site of like, check out this crazy operation we found.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you go down this tunnel and it was like 8 school buses. They showed like the diagram of where everything was,
awesome.
And it was like, holy shit. I mean, tons of generators, exhaust things, this whole setup. It's like, that's cost more than to make than to build a house to build this thing down there.
Awful white people, right?
What do you think? I think it was 5 Puerto Ricans down there? No, it's a bunch of fucking white guys, and they were like business guys that have gone into drugs too. Wow. They were like, there's more money in drugs if you do this in a real business. These guys are all street idiots. They don't know what they're doing. If 2 business guys stepped in and sell drugs, we're going to be the shit.
Right.
Of course, they weren't.
No,
they were for a while.
They got caught.
They were for a while, but then they got caught. Right. This operation though, you'd walk up and you couldn't see. It was like you could be standing right above this thing and never fucking know it.
That's incredible.
It was just like under this bush thing. There's this little hatch. It was fucking crazy.
Wow.
It was really crazy. It was like a TV show.
Yeah.
It was like
I'm blown away by that.
It was super weird.
I mean, I see like the Mexican cartel making like bullshit U-boats. Like, have you seen those? They're super primitive and shitty.
Yeah,
but they get them across. They get the weed in. They get the coke across.
They get it in there.
But these guys, this is ingenious because
it was wild.
How much do you have to dig to bury a fucking school bus?
How about 8 of them?
Yeah, and they had the real ones, not the short bus.
No, they were school buses, and they had like 4 of them set up in a square as like a big room, like a big operation. And then they had like one as a hallway, and then 2 more as like another area.
Amazing.
They had all these different setups.
Off of it?
It was fucking crazy.
That's
amazing. I can't imagine. Somebody had to draw plans, and then they had to bring over like black market contractors to like do. You can't bring over just somebody you look up at the phone book and you're like, here's what I need you to do. They'd be like, what are you, fucking nuts?
Listen, you got a track hoe? I need you to come over.
I need you. We're going to dig deep now.
You got a cat? You got a big fucking cat? I need it.
We're going to need a
caterpillar over here.
So these two live in this non-meth shed trailer here.
Yeah.
They're very nice. They're deeply religious, these people. I mean, as extremely, extremely religious. They get there because they have a dream of having their own part-time ministry. That's all they want is to minister. This is the Prairie View Bible Camp for Children. And it's,
all right, I'm terrified already.
Yes.
This is fucking creepy.
Once I say they move to a trailer in 40 acres and it's the Prairie View Bible Camp for Children, you start to go, uh-oh.
I wish they would.
Red flags.
I wish they were bringing school buses to Barrie. That's what I wish.
That would be
that
less
seems
chance
safer,
of violence
right?
going on here.
And now back to the show.
They had a big Bible camp every July, and then they tried to get people to stick around to come back. From the road, you could see the pews that they set up in the yard.
Oh, good!
It's a trailer with pews in the yard.
Oh boy,
that's their Bible camp. So this is some old time religion right here. This is they didn't even
makeshift hellfire.
They didn't even put up a fucking tent.
No.
They were like, sit down in the yard. Let me tell you some bad shit that's going to happen to you.
Those Sedona sweat lodges seem like picnics compared to this shit.
Take a seat in the dirt, kid.
Did I say picnices?
I think you did.
What am I doing?
Don't sit there. That's the hatch to my meth lab. Move over one drop. But
careful, that's the emergency exit of the back bus.
Come on, Jesus, there's people down there working. But no, they had no drugs or anything like that. But they did this so people could drive by and see, whoa, they have pews in the yard. That's strange. But in this area, I really feel like it's like, well, they're religious. That's fine. They just keep driving. I'm going to get my back adjusted. No problem. So
at this point, I'd rather, if I'm driving, I'd rather see like keep out fear owner's gun, not the police or some shit like that.
I know what that's there.
I'd rather see that than fucking pews in the front yard.
You know my policy on hi y'all. And if there's pews in the front yard, I feel like if you pull into their driveway, they'll go, hi y'all, come on in.
You got kids?
Want some lemonade? Come sit in the pew. Let me tell you about fuck this. No, you over-friendly motherfuckers. Go away.
Hi y'all got kids.
Y'all got kids?
That's a way to scare you even more.
I would look over at whoever I was with and say, we're getting raped. You know that. We are absolutely getting, all of us, the kids too. Yeah. We're all getting raped.
Even if you've got the police on speed dial, we're
hi,
all
y'all. Did you hear her say hi, y'all? Did you hear how enthusiastic she was? Someone in there is going to fuck us. I'm sorry. No way. I don't trust this shit at all.
Oh, boy.
I don't trust nice people.
No. Hey y'all got kids? Can I tell you about the Lord?
Hey, let me tell you about some.
My asshole's already tingling, lady.
Well, where do we go? Right here in the yard. Sit on down.
Oh boy,
it's about to storm. That's all right. God made the rain.
You're damn right.
It's
going to storm. It's going to storm rape, brown hair.
It's going to storm rape and brimstone.
Put these cuffs on, boy.
See, we replace fire with rape because I feel like fire can be good. You know, I mean, brimstone's always scary. Ooh, brimstone.
Don't worry, it's going to burn.
Fire. I mean, you build a fire, you could roast a marshmallow on that sucker, so that's not scary.
Your asshole's going to be on fire,
right? That's going to get your attention. Fire, that could sound nice. I will sit by the fire, we'll have some s'mores.
Right.
You never had no rape and s'mores before. You never said, we'll sit around, you can rape me, we'll have some s'mores. That's never been said. So we're trying to separate this activity from s'mores, really, because with s'mores, no one's scared. That's what it is.
Believe me, it's going to be sticky like s'mores.
It's going to be sticky. Oh, boy, it's going to be disgusting. Let me tell you so.
It's going to be disgusting. Oh, boy.
But by all accounts, they're very nice people. They have not. No one's ever accused them of any
misdeeds,
untoward molestation or any other rape threats or anything like that.
Rape and brimstone were never thrown into the conversation with these two.
No, from what we know, they're genuine people who literally moved to the middle of nowhere because they wanted to minister to people that needed it.
Because they're good people and
they wanted to spread the word of the Lord, what they think is the thing that's going to help everybody to young people. So, okay, they think they're being nice people. Good job. Now, they have 2 children, Shayna and Nathan. Nathan is 2 years old. Shayna is 3 years old. So, I mean, it's a nice little family. For them, they're very happy. No complaints at all. Now, they do that as a side business also. They have Vance is a plumber, and she has a job also at a children's center. So they're not like this isn't their full-time gig.
Got it.
I don't know how many pews you'd have to set up in the yard to make a living off that. I assume a few.
A lot.
That would be a lot. So they live there. Now, July 29th, 1996. It is Nathan's second birthday on this day. Little Nathan turns 2 years old. About 6:30 in the morning, Vance is coming. Vance is 29 years old. She's 28. So, I mean, they're a young couple with 2 kids, 3 and 2, and they're struggling. You know, they're working jobs and supporting their family. They're trying to make a family and a living in the middle of nowhere. This is some modern day frontier shit here. So he drives to his plumbing job at 6:30 in the morning. That's what he does every day. Now, she usually leaves a little bit after that, Piper, because she goes to she has to take the kids to the babysitter, and then she goes to Southeastern Children's Center in Sioux Falls. So she's got a 40-minute drive ahead of her. And, she has to drop the kids off, 40-minute drive. That's a tough life every day.
It's a tough morning. At minimum.
Yeah, you got to wake up a little early for that one, and then on the way home, it's a 40-minute drive. You pick them up. I would assume there's probably not a ton of traffic between Sioux Falls and Canistota anyway, which is helpful. You don't have to deal with that. But other than that, but this morning, Piper calls the babysitter, who is Miss Jordanson, at 9:20 to say they were on their way. She was running a little bit late. Now, Mrs. Jordanson waits at her house, waits for the children, and they never arrive. They never get there. So she's like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Now, Piper, the kids don't show up there, and Piper does not show up at her job either. So that's a problem. That's strange. Now, Vance, her husband, calls home at noon and leaves a message on the answering machine. Honey, where are you? I think she usually comes home or something like that. She was supposed to be there. It's strange that he would call in the middle of the day. Now, around 3 o'clock, a Patty Sinclair, who works with Piper at the daycare facility, called to check on her because she didn't show up. So she's like, oh, maybe she doesn't feel good today. No call, no show so far. Yeah, so that's strange for Piper. I don't know. Maybe the Lord told her or something. I have no idea. Lord Day, I don't know.
Maybe she got caught up in our God is an awesome God driving down that freeway.
Cues are full, baby. You never know. But she calls, and instead of Piper answering the phone, 3-year-old Shayna answers the phone. Which is strange. Usually 3-year-olds don't answer. 3-year-olds don't even hear the phone. They don't. That's not even in their fucking purview of anything that happens in the world. Not for me. I don't care. Someone on that phone getting me juice? No? Fuck off.
If they're calling, they're too far away to get juice.
That's right.
They're not cooking mac and cheese. Fuck
They don't have juice. They don't know what Channel Wonder Pets is. Eat dicks.
Get out of here.
Sorry.
I got nothing for you.
No time for you here. So Shayna answers the phone and doesn't say hello. She answers the phone and yells into the phone, quote, I don't want my mommy to die, which is scary, and then repeats again. Then says, I don't want my daddy to die.
Oh, boy.
Then she says, they're probably killed.
Oh, boy.
That's what she says there. So Patty Sinclair, then she hangs up the phone.
Yeah.
They're probably killed and then hangs up.
Oh, boy.
That's a crazy thing to hear. But also at the same time, you don't know if she saw something on TV where somebody was dead and she said, I don't want my mommy and daddy to die.
Yeah.
That's a 3-year-old kid. They could mean anything. You know what I mean? They're probably killed. Oh, well, click. That's it.
In the cutest voice ever, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
3-year-olds are fucking adorable.
They are adorable. 3-year-old girls
until they
especially.
tell you fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So Patty Sinclair at the daycare tells a coworker to call the McCook County Sheriff's Office, and then she calls the house back, the trailer back, to see what was going on. Shayna answers the phone again, just yellow. I don't think she said that.
Y'all coming over?
Hi. So This time, though, she manages to keep the kid on the phone. Yeah. And, don't hang up, honey. Don't hang up. Hey, what's going on with this? What's going on? Just trying to keep her on the phone with whatever until the sheriff can get there. Sheriff Gene Taylor can arrive at the trailer. This was 45 minutes she stayed on the phone with the child here before a cop could get out there to check this out because it's in the middle of nowhere.
So hard to keep a kid on the phone that long.
Yeah, well, and especially this kid's she's very traumatized, and she's trying to soothe the kid, but she's still trying to find out what happened because 3-year-olds don't tell you complete stories. No. 3-year-olds tell you fragments of shit in an order that doesn't go together. Right. They'll tell you the end, then the beginning, then the middle. Right. 2 hours apart from each other, and none of it makes sense. And you're like, what are you fucking talking about? How many times you wanted to grab a 3-year-old by the shirt and go, will you fucking get your thoughts together, gather them, and then fucking tell me what you're thinking, all right?
Tell them your stories suck.
Jesus.
You don't have any life experience. Don't tell me your story.
And then instead you go, that's good, honey. Okay.
This story, though, I want to hear it.
But her story, this is one that I would think you'd be like, let's hear what you have to say here. So Sheriff Gene Taylor arrives about 5 p.m. Over here. So it's about 5 p.m. When he gets there, right away he notices the trailer doors open, which is always a bad sign. Yeah. How many times have we done this?
When you know there's a 3-year-old in there, that's fucking terrifying.
That's a bad sign. Anytime there's some suspicious thing and you go and the door is ajar. Yeah. That's bad right there.
Don't go in unless you're a cop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, call the cops if you see that. He walks in and sees that the living room is in a complete state of disarray. There's shit everywhere. Things are knocked over, lamps are knocked over, things like that. The contents of Piper's purse was strewn all over the floor. Looked like somebody took a purse and spun around in a circle and just spread it out.
Like a 3-year-old?
Like a 3-year-old or, something like that. So that's super weird. Also, there's other household shit just lying around. Yeah. So then the sheriff goes to the rear of the trailer in the bedroom where he finds Shayna crying. She's unharmed. Yeah. She's physically fine but crying, and 2-year-old Nathan is also there. He's unharmed and he's just walking around doing his thing. He's 2.
So far we're okay.
You're 2. Yeah. You're just wandering around. You don't know fucking.
We're 2 for 2 on occupants being alive.
That's good. Yeah. So far, that's a good thing here. But looking around, Taylor notices, the sheriff says that it was obvious that the children have been on their own for a while here. There's just the mess that they've made, and a parent wouldn't let this happen. Right. So that's an odd thing here. Taylor found also the family dog, safe and sound. Okay. A Labrador, a blonde lab named Chase. Yeah. So, we have 2 kids and a pretty dog are all healthy at this point. Good things, okay? But they don't find Piper anywhere. Okay. Not at all. Like I said, kids are physically fine.
And Vance is already at work.
Vance is already, he's at work. He's plumbing. Yeah. So they talk. He talks to Shayna, the sheriff does, and Shayna tells him, "Mommy's going to die." So they were like, okay. By this point, a South Dakota criminal investigation agent is there, also a Jim Stevenson, and they're trying to. It's weird because if you're a homicide detective or a detective that deals with missing people or anything violent that's going on, speed is of the
right. It's right now.
This is
first 48. Let's get it going.
And around here too, it's so
and
rural.
You got to pull that shit out of a 3-year-old
to now have to sit there and calmly talk to a 3-year-old in between her telling you about the bubble guppies and shit. You have to get her. Yes, I know you had goldfish this morning. Thank you. That's
I like
great.
Ketchup on my eggs. Oh, great.
Okay,
Where's your
terrific.
mom?
Where's your mom? Did you see your mom? Does she like ketchup on her eggs? What the fuck?
Is she out getting ketchup?
Yeah. So they actually patiently talk to her. They get out of her that a, quote, mean man. Okay, a mean man. I don't think that's a good hint. It's probably not a description you can put on a post office wall, but a mean man,
Can't put a FBI wanted poster up that just says mean man, because I'll call in about so many dudes.
For a mean man. She described him as a mean man driving a black vehicle with black wheels. She said he came into the trailer and grabbed her mother. She said there was a lot of yelling and that the man shot a gun at one point.
Oh, boy.
She didn't know if her mother got shot, and they didn't ask her. They were just said, he shot a gun? Did you see where he shot it? And she said no. So that was okay, well, let's
start looking around for bullet holes in this place.
That's it. So at that point, the mother told the kids to run and hide. Good fucking mother. Yeah. Yeah, doesn't she? Says, go run and hide. Yeah. This is like fucking Godfather 2 or something. She's going to take the kids out of town in a fucking donkey and dragged by a donkey. So she said that also Shayna says that the mean man took Nathan's blue tent which he had gotten for his birthday the night before.
Okay.
A blue tent. The man took that as well,
all right.
Which stood out to a kid because it was his birthday present.
Yeah, so it's a new one.
A kid would...
Hey, that's not for Mommy.
That's what I mean. The kid would notice that. So she, like I said, fragmented story. As this is going on, fucking Vance arrives home.
Okay.
So Vance walks into this scene.
Yeah.
Trailer a mess,
Panic.
Kids crying, fucking what's going on here? So the daughter runs to him. She also, again, blurts out that there's a mean man and he took Nathan's tent and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here? He's been plumbing, for Christ's sake. I'm cleaning out shit pipes and I don't know what's happening here. And he's trying to keep it together because he wants to he doesn't want the daughter to freak out. So he's telling the daughter it's okay. He's like, no, we have another tent. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about tents. We're good there. And then Shayna kept saying that Mommy's going to die and kept saying she's not coming back. She's not coming back. She's not coming back.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is fucking scary right away. I mean, this is a bad scene. It's just a disappeared mother of two small children and right out of her rural trailer. I mean, this is like... Not expected. I would assume you live there. You feel safe.
Just like a death wagon, like some murdered out. What is this? So black rims on a black car in '87.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like it's like a comic book,
right?
Like some kind
the
of
Undertaker popped in and just started snatching people.
Super weird. Yeah, like some mythical drug dealer show up and like maybe they did have a meth shed. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. So obviously they fan out in the area and try to find some information about what the fuck is going on. This is the only thing happening around this area right now.
I'm sure.
This is all hands on deck here.
You bet.
Find this lady. So they find a few witnesses that report seeing a truck or a sports utility vehicle painted flat black in the vicinity of the Streely residence on that day. So the kid had that right, a black vehicle. One of a couple who lived in the area saw a young man in jeans and a baseball cap walking from the trailer to a black Ford Bronco parked in the driveway.
Now we got a Ford Bronco.
Bronco. A little more specific here. But that's all they had. A guy in a baseball cap and a black Ford Bronco. Again, not enough.
Today, that could be fucking anybody.
Exactly. Who the hell knows?
Some douchebag listening to Florida Georgia Line somewhere.
Who knows? Exactly. With a black guy staring at him going, I'm not sure.
Fuck is that?
What's happening here?
Check him out.
I'm not positive here. I'm going to study these people. I don't know what's happening here. So yeah, that's all they had to go on. And then till late in the evening, Vance all of a sudden comes up. He says, I remember something. He said 3 days ago, there was a chubby guy, balding, in his late 20s, mid-20s. Guy came by and said he was interested in the summer Bible camp, the kids' summer Bible camp, and said, he wanted some information. And he left his name, and he remembered his name was Rob Anderson. Okay. He remembered that. So he said, that's there. He said that when Anderson had showed up, he said the piper had answered the door, and when Anderson came in, he said that Anderson seemed startled that Vance was there. Like he didn't expect him to be home. Like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, oh, I didn't know there was anybody else here type of thing.
Yeah.
So once that ended up happening, he said, he seemed like flustered by this, Anderson.
Yeah.
And so Vance said at that point, Anderson briefly asked about the Bible camp. Like, oh, you guys have what week is that? Okay. All right. Like he just had a quick 2-minute thing. And then that was that. Vance said, talk to my wife. Over here, I don't know. I'm plumbing. She's the Bible camp lady. I told her she explained that the camp was over the summer, but suggested that he sign his kids up for next year because they were full. Anderson said, yeah, no problem, and he wrote down his name and telephone number on a piece of paper, gave it to him, and left.
There's a lead.
But normally you don't expect a guy who came over and left his name and number to come back and kill you. But still, that's the only stranger they've talked to. That's the only thing that they could possibly be going on.
3 days, though, and he just now thinks...
he thought of it the night that she disappeared.
Got it.
This was the 26th was when the man visited.
Okay.
The 29th is when she disappeared, and he remembers late in the evening.
Okay.
You would think you'd remember that immediately.
Fucking right now.
Right now, but apparently not here. So they look into him. They start saying, okay, well, who the fuck is this guy here? So they start investigating the information. The suspect they find, the guy they're looking for, is a Robert Leroy Anderson. He works at the John Morrill and Company meatpacking plant.
Yeah.
He's a maintenance man there.
Oh, he's not even a meat packer.
Not even a meat packer. He's the low man on the meatpacking totem pole. It stinks down there.
Oh, boy.
It stinks at the bottom of the meatpacking totem pole, let me tell you something. They find out some background on him. They learn that he's been married twice.
Yeah.
He has 4 children that he's a shit father to. Okay. They keep investigating further into the black truck theory here. So they find out a highway worker who told, it was 2 highway workers. One of them got a better look, though. He tells investigators that he saw a black Bronco approximately 3 times on the 29th, once around 9:45 a.m., which is a really interesting time because considering that's right around when she was, disappeared.
Sure.
And then again an hour later. And then a final time at 12:30 p.m. as well. Okay. And then they were off the highway and they wouldn't have seen it. But
three times in
3 hours.
Yeah.
So that's odd here. And another neighboring couple told the investigators that they saw a black Bronco close to the trailer around 11:45 a.m. Mm-hmm. They noticed also at one point Shayna and Nathan alone by the roadside looking upset. Which is weird. And then the neighbors saw the truck again about an hour later. It was standing in front of the driveway, and that's when they saw a man in a black baseball cap and jeans walking from the residence.
Got it.
So the kids at one point went outside and then came back in. I don't know if they went out to look for their mom, and she's not here.
Car,
I guess we'll go back in.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody, when you're 3, you just go outside. Adults, someone get me apple juice. That's all it is.
I don't know. My neighbors, if a kid's outside,
Teddy Grahams, anyone?
Somebody get that fucking kid a supervisor.
Yeah, you'll go over there. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Where's your supervisor, sir?
You need to be watched, young man. This is all. It's all really interesting here. Another guy here, a guy named Goth is his last name, said he went to the home of one of his relatives that morning at 10 a.m. He was measuring the roof. They were going to do some work on the roof. It was across the road and northeast from Piper and Vance's trailer, about a block and a half away. He reported he heard their door open when he was about halfway finished and heard unidentifiable voices, and then the door closed. He said when he left around 11 a.m., he saw a dark-colored pickup go by headed north just before a road grader passed. He said the dark vehicle did a U-turn in the road about a quarter mile away and then headed south. So this is very interesting. Yeah. And then finally, Tim and Sarah Beener. Their last name is Beener. That's a terrible last name. Hope it's Beener. Yeah. Also, but Benner. It's spelled fucking Beener. It might be Boehner, maybe, because I've seen Bane spelled but there's usually an H in there when it's Bane. I'm sorry.
I had a friend named Scott. I'm not going to say his first name.
Moving on.
I had a friend named Scott Bean, and everybody called him Beaner at his job, and he's a white kid, a tiny little white kid. They just called him Beaner, and he loved it. He embraced it. I believe he had it tattooed on him somewhere. Anyway, some customer got wildly upset that they were calling him Beaner and refused to patronize that business anymore.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
His last name wasn't Beaner, but close enough.
That's his name.
It's his nickname.
Come on. They saw a dull black Bronco near the trailer on the 29th. They said that they first passed the home at 11:45 a.m. They were the ones that saw Shayna and Nathan standing up by the roadside looking upset. And then when they came back past at 12:10, the Bronco was blocking the driveway. And that's when they also saw a man in a baseball cap and jeans. So
that was the Beaners? The
Beaners saw it all, man.
Okay.
So everybody's seen, there's a lot of consistencies here. Man, baseball cap, black Bronco. That's all beyond reproach, I think, at that point. Yeah, that's the boogeyman here. So July 30th, the next day, the investigators contact Anderson and asked him to go to the police station to be interviewed, but they talked to him at home first, and we'll talk about that for a second here. In a second here, they talked to him for 8 hours of videotaped questioning. He said he admits to going to their trailer 4 days earlier. He has no alibi for the 29th whatsoever. He told them that he returned to the house that day. He does say he went there. Well, yeah, because they said your truck was seen there. So he's like,
so he does have the
I went back there.
He's got the Bronco.
So he has a Bronco. So he said he asked permission. He only went there to ask permission to use their archery range on their property, but no one answered the door, so he left. He said he doesn't know anything about Piper's whereabouts. I don't know shit about her. Met her one. I don't know anything about it here. When they talked to him, They talked to him about a lot of different things. They talked to him about having a speech impediment when he was a child, which is a huge serial killer trope, which is an odd thing.
Yeah, but that's a really fucked up thing to bring up.
They talk about his whole history.
Yeah.
So whatever, how, do you have a normal child, a normal upbringing, whatever? Well, when I was a kid. Yeah. Well, they probably say, have you ever had any institutional whatever? And he said, I had speech therapy when I was a kid. Something like that, I assume.
You ever get bullied when you were a kid?
Some shit like that. Yeah, exactly. He says but this conversation really, it gets deep. So who knows how it came up, because they talked to him about his speech impediment, also his professed love of anal sex, which he complained that his wife did not like.
Why is he?
Listen, guys.
Why does the town know about that?
Listen, everybody. Now, there's two things I need you to know about me. My name's Robert.
Yep.
I had a speech impediment, and I like anal sex.
And I can't
count because that's 3. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
So, I ain't that smart.
Right.
So I got that going on. But I'll put it right in your butt. I'll put it in your butt. You turn around, you ain't looking too long, you'll turn around. What was that? That's me in your butt right there. See, that's how I slip right in there.
Oh, Robbie's going right to anal. He's terrible.
I just walk around lubed up and ready to go, baby. You never know when it's going to present itself, and then I get right on in there. That's how it works.
My crotch always looks oily because the Vaseline's pushing through the jeans.
You know how it works, baby. They also bring up something very interesting, the unsolved disappearance of another local woman, a woman named Larissa Dumansky. She was a 29-year-old employee of the Morel Meatpacking Company, same as he was, who vanished from the meatpacking company's parking lot 2 years earlier. He said he knew of her, obviously, from the meatpacking. I mean, I think she lacks it in the butt. I'm not sure. But he says, I don't know anything about her disappearance. So obviously, what the fuck do I know about that? I don't know shit about that. And if we figure out what happened, it was August 27th, 1994. She worked the night shift at John Morrill and Company in Sioux Falls, and some of her remains were actually found out by Lake Vermilion. Vermilion. Which was crazy. He, like I said, he denied anything about it. Now, all this, when he first went to the station, he did it voluntarily. They didn't drag him there. They showed up at his house. Mm-hmm. They knocked on his door. They said they woke him up and said they needed to speak with him. They said he pulled on jeans, T-shirt, and a baseball hat and voluntarily drove his, at this moment, blue Ford Bronco to the local police station.
Hold on, boys. Got to put on my murder gear.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me get my hat on, because sometimes blood gets in my... I don't like sun.
Y'all gonna want to test this anyway. May as well bring it with me.
I'll bring it, because you're gonna want all this stuff. I have a feeling, because there's so much. There's just things dripping. Things are dripping. I don't know what's on it. Just stuff. Juice.
Could be some shit from the Morel parking lot several years ago.
People juice, cow blood. I don't know. Things.
Whatever's inside a person.
Yeah. Oh, shit. No, he's being interrogated for 7 hours in there. Yeah. They're talking to him about this. While he's being interrogated, they are going and getting warrants for his home and his car, which is sitting out in the parking lot. So that's an easy search.
These cops are on the ball.
It's just like Raynham, Massachusetts. Remember when he was in there and he came out and like, they're searching my fucking car. What the fuck? He was all pissed off. It was like, asshole, you're a murder suspect.
Why do you think
we have warrants and
shit?
Why
do you think we stalled you for so long? Remember,
what are you thinking?
Remember when we went and got you McDonald's?
Yeah.
What the fuck you think we were doing?
What do you think? We just wanted you to try the new fucking McDeluxe Arch, whatever the fuck they got? No.
We were waking up a judge, you idiot.
You wanted the new strawberry banana smoothies? Well, you're not having one.
Enjoy your Neapolitan shake, you fuck.
Dickheads.
Think we haven't done this before?
Jesus Christ. So they search everything here. Mm-hmm. One thing they do not find in this whole deal is Piper. Okay. They don't find Piper looking for him or looking through all this stuff here. A bunch of law enforcement officers, the DCI assistant director, everybody went to Anderson's house over here. They searched him. They searched everything. They searched his truck. They found several receipts for duct tape. For black water-based tempera paint, like just a spray-on, a flat spray paint, paint brushes, and a bucket, most of which were purchased within a few days prior to Piper going missing. They suspected the paint was used to disguise his Bronco, obviously, and they ended up calling in experts to analyze the paint job. They took samples, and they found that the Bronco had been painted with the same material that was bought by him around the 29th. The paint was used. It was just like you could put it on and then wash it off.
Wow.
It was like a wash-off paint.
Like a dye?
Like a dye almost. So
just
you
to
could
change the color for a minute.
Yep, you could put it on, wash it off.
Like
so
those Hot Wheels cars you used to dunk in water.
Absolutely. And you drop them halfway, and you're like, look what I got.
Look at this. I got a blue and a pink car.
I painted it like a fucking Easter egg. What do you think of that shit? So that's what he was doing. He had an Easter egg Bronco, and he just fucking, this is like 94, 95, 96, between this guy and OJ. No wonder why they discontinued that fucking car.
Yeah.
Jesus
They're bringing
Christ.
it back.
They are. They're like, everyone forgot about OJ, right?
No, we didn't.
No, we know.
Every time I see a Bronco, I go, where you going, OJ? And it doesn't even have to be white.
I know, you know it. I'm telling you. And it's funny because they announced it, and then the whole OJ 10-part series, they went, fuck! Fucking seriously?
We're just going to get the sales back for these fucking
sake,
things.
It's 20 fucking years ago. God damn it. Fuck.
It's the original sport utility vehicle, god damn it.
Fucking asshole this
Everybody
guy is.
wants one of these.
I'm glad the Bills lost 4 straight Super Bowls. I know he wasn't on the team, but he felt that. Fuck that guy. God damn it.
He had a party. He had everything decked out in Bills shit. He deserves it.
No shit. Oh, man.
He had an Afghan on the fucking couch with the Bills logo on it.
Fucking dick. What a piece of shit. So, also, a witness claims that they saw Anderson cleaning his car on the same day Piper disappeared. It was believed he was washing off the paint and getting the car, get rid of anything on the inside.
Detailing people juice.
Did kind of a shit job, though.
Really?
As a matter of fact, because inside the Bronco, they found some interesting shit. They find a wooden platform that has holes drilled into it.
Yeah.
This is sounding bad already.
That's terrifying.
It was believed that it was made as a restraining device in which a person's ankles and hands could be tied to metal hoops that were strategically inserted into the board. This is some torture room shit here. This is
like
some
U-bolts that he bolted to.
This is some toy box killer shit right here. This is like in New Mexico.
Yeah.
This is, there's been several of these killers that have had these fucking torture layers that they found over the years, and they all have this exact setup.
That's
this is
amazing.
like textbook torture layer fucking setup, but he's got it in his car. He's doing like a mobile torture lab, which is fucking insanity here. So the platform had been it's sized and made to perfectly fit into the back of his truck.
Oh, what a dickhead.
Like, this guy took measurements and went to Home Depot.
Cut some shit.
And was like, I'm going to build me a torture truck, which is... He built a murder truck.
A mobile crime scene.
This is crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. They found hairs attached to the wooden platform, which they could only get a genetic match. It was the same genetic type as Piper, which is something. Also, they found a dirty shovel, furniture moving straps, weeds, a toolbox, and dog hairs similar to those made by the blonde lab at the Straley's trailer. They were all discovered in his truck. So this is at the police station. He's just like, "Hey guys, how's it going? Like, who's coming for a barbecue this week? Like, I'm just a nice kind of guy. I don't know.
Wow.
Well, everything's good." And then they're seeing all this shit, which is at the very least weird and creepy as fuck.
At the very least, fucking interesting.
Yeah. Even if he didn't have a dirty shovel and hairs and all of that, you go, all right, this guy's a weird cat who has a sex fucking weird restraint thing in his fucking truck. That's creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that shit in their truck? That's just weird.
No.
So at his home, he lives in Sioux Falls. Okay. They find a pair of jeans in his laundry basket. They were stained with what they thought was blood. They were taken to the police lab and analyzed. They found the DNA structure of the blood did not match Anderson or any of his family. They believed it was possibly Piper's blood, but it was degraded. They also found semen stains on the jeans, but they were not. This is the weirdest fuck. They weren't able to genetically match them to Anderson because they had a limited specimen to test.
Okay.
You can't have someone else's semen in your jeans, in the front of your jeans. That's why I'm like, you can't. What the fuck? I hope it's only because of the limited specimen.
We can't guarantee that it's his because there's just a little.
Whose jizz is this? I don't know. Who can tell?
Who left jizz in your dick, sir?
How many different people's jizz you got inside of your pants, sir? Let me ask you the question. I'll turn the tables on you and I'll ask you. At least a couple.
I loan my jeans out all the time. I'm not sure when they've been fucking.
And I say, you spooging them. It's fine with me. It's all right. Ain't no thing.
A tiny bit of spooey in there, I'm okay with it. Just not the whole load.
Yeah, no shit.
This is disgusting.
This is fucking horrible. This guy's a mess. So they also discover a set of handcuff keys at his home, but he vehemently and absolutely from the hilltops denies that he owns or has ever owned a pair of handcuffs. Handcuffs? What are you fucking... I don't know anything about handcuffs. I mean, it was one of those things like, whoa, hey... Now, you're over the line now, pal. Like, ask me about anal sex and fucking this and that. That's all great and dandy. But handcuffs? Woohoo.
Handcuffs? Relax, guys. I'm trying to tell you about how much I love ass sex.
You're getting personal, guys. I mean, this is getting a little personal is all I'm saying here. Yeah,
I was bullied for my speech impediment. Why do you think I like fucking people in the ass now? Handcuffs, leave me out of this.
Hey, now,
I'm done. I'm drawing the line.
Jesus Christ. Now, that's getting personal, guys. So, after questioning, because they were still doing, fucking labs and all that shit, that he was free to leave. I mean, they couldn't hold him at this very moment. They were very suspicious, and they're definitely going to keep an eye on him.
Get some circumstantial shit at minimum.
Yeah, they were 99.99% sure that he was involved in this kidnapping, but they needed the proof here. Now, at the same day of his interview, and this would have been a good nail in his coffin, but Shayna and Vance, the father and the daughter, were called into the police station. They viewed a six-picture photo lineup. One of the picture they used of Anderson was an outdated driver's license photo where he had long hair and a mustache. Yeah. Now he's clean-shaven with short hair. Shayna and Vance were unable to identify anybody out of this lineup. Okay. 2 days later, though, they brought him back again, put more photos. This time, his picture was a more current one, shorter hair, cleaner shaven, and they both immediately picked out Anderson there. Shayna separately from her father picked him out. They made him do it in separate rooms so the father wouldn't influence her.
Okay.
At this point, they have evidence now. They have on August 2nd, 1996, he's arrested and he's charged with 2 counts of kidnapping. Okay. That's all they know of. He took her apparently. That's
2
it.
of them.
2 counts. That's it. That's all they know though. They have no other.
Nothing else to
they don't know if she's dead. They don't know
yeah.
what's going on. She could be in a fucking dungeon somewhere in somebody's school bus meth shed.
Right.
We have no goddamn idea.
And now back to the show.
Now, they talked to another one. They talked to one of Anderson's neighbors, another one that saw him carefully clean the interior of his Bronco the morning of the 29th. He also reported that he left for a while and returned about 2 p.m., where he again thoroughly cleaned the interior of the vehicle.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which is, I've never cleaned the interior of my vehicle twice in a day.
Went riding for 4 hours and then came back and fine-tooth combed did it again.
So who cleaned? Yeah, if you were going to do that, you wouldn't clean it before you go out.
No.
Like, that's not the thing here. So he also denies, Anderson denies this neighbor's account of cleaning the Bronco. He's like, I didn't clean my car twice that day. I don't know what you're talking about. They're like, why the fuck would this guy across the street make that up? Why? What reason would he have to make that up? Anything about your neighbor? Well, that one day I saw him cleaning his car twice. Right. Fucking, that's what I say about all my neighbors, if anyone asks.
Sometimes I say, I would say, like, he cleaned his car for 5 hours because I went out there, saw him cleaning it, and then 5 hours later he's cleaning it again. That would probably be my story because I'm not looking out my window to keep an eye on this fuck.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know. He was still cleaning it. Lazy fuck. I don't know.
I saw him cleaning it fucking twice in 5 hours. That's all I know.
He takes a while. I don't know what to tell you here.
He's meticulous.
So she's still missing, though. Piper's still missing. All this information's terrific, but the most important thing is where is this woman? So this is hundreds of people. This is like... the town has twice the population here from people looking for her. Yeah. This is a big deal around this area. Like I said, there's nothing else going on. Hundreds of people, volunteers, officers, cadets, anybody they could find, railroad workers, I'm sure.
For sure.
around, looking all around the trailer and then, spreading out from there. Yeah. They found nothing at all. The only thing they found was a botanist from South Dakota State University was able to point more in the direction of where to go. He identified bits of vegetation matter taken from a toolbox in the back of the Bronco as honewort and black snake root which are known to grow along certain wooded stretches of the Big Sioux River north of Sioux Falls, near a town of Baltic.
That's interesting.
So that's very specific. Like, that's where you get those plants and nowhere else around here.
And that poor guy's life sucks.
He knows that off the top of his head. That's us. That's snake root and what the fuck was it? Honewort and black snake root. No, that only grows right over there. Right. They're like, well, you've never had sex ever, sir. Ever. Not once.
No, but I did go up that way, bought my nephew some pyrite.
I did. He cried the whole dang way. I had no choice. And I am not a virgin, sir. I have seen a boob one time, and it was beautiful. Right. I'm not going to lie to you. It was beautiful.
I tugged to it consistently.
To this day, every morning. So he figures that shit out. They said that at this point, the police connect this with something else. The police do a decent job of connecting dots here. They connected that on July 29th, a motorist who was driving near this town of Baltic found a torn half of a T-shirt that Piper had been wearing. The morning she disappeared. Half a torn shirt, just half of it. So they end up searching this area that they found near where the shirt was found, and this also happens to be right where that vegetation is.
Some snake root in there?
Some snake root, some honewort. Yeah. This is that same area outside of the town of Baltic. They find out when they do search that area, they find the other half of the T-shirt beneath a small tree. This is not a good sign.
No.
What they find nearby is even worse of a good sign. Okay. The half what they found has it's a Code Zero shirt. I don't know what that is. I think it's a store back there. I think it's a Midwestern store or something. But so they found it's not just like two halves of a red shirt. It's half of a Code Zero logo and the other half of a Code Zero logo. So you can put the shirts together pretty easy. They find that. They find a vibrator, which is not a good sign.
I don't think she takes that out of the house.
Probably not. A clump of duct tape.
Oh, no.
Another bad sign. The shirt and the tape were found very close to each other. They also found a number of light brown human hairs, varying from 6 inches varying from 2 to 6 inches in length, that were stuck to the duct tape.
Oh boy!
No hair on his head is 6 inches long. By the way, he has short hair. And also unidentifiable human blood was also on the duct tape, which is fucking crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, too, because the shirt, half the shirt that the guy found, he originally found it the day of the disappearance. Is when he found it. It was out by the road. And then he just threw it away and then heard all of this shit and was like, I found a fucking shirt out there.
Oh, my God.
And that's when they ended up finding it there. So this is... Wow, this is fucked up, man. Also, to the partially used wax candle, which is interesting. That's creepy. And that's a vibrator and all this shit. This is getting creepy, this picture that's being built here. And the torn end of the duct tape matched the roll taken from Anderson's Bronco because it's torn, so you can match it together. It's not like you cut it with scissors.
They go right back together.
They also... found a folding knife recovered in the Bronco with bits of fiber cloth in the knife that matched this shirt that Piper was wearing. There's a lot of evidence coming together here.
He cut the shirt off.
Cut the shirt off.
Scumbag.
This guy's a fucking.
That's vicious.
He's a real
such torture
piece of shit right here.
He wanted to fucking instill fear in this woman.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what he was doing.
That's so fucked up.
So, like I said, he's charged with the kidnapping. They believe he's a sexual sadist at this point. That's like one of his things here. They have a psychological kind of workup of what they think he is here and the sexual sadism and all that. They think that he's excited by the physical and psychological suffering of a victim. Their opinion is based on the factors here that he displayed an obvious interest in sexual bondage, which they call a hallmark of a sexual sadist. Also, just fucking some people have some kinky shit they're into, but generally not in the back of their Bronco and not with strangers who were ripped from their homes.
With a 2x4 with fucking U-bolts in it.
That's the thing here. They said represented by the restraints, the dildo, the candle, the eye bolts, the handcuff keys, the duct tape, the platform. There's a lot of evidence here that he's into that. Also, they said evidence found by investigators clearly indicated physical torture. They surmised that she was abducted, that Anderson probably drove her to this wooded area. He probably bound her to the platform, gagged her with duct tape, cut the shirt off of her, and then tortured her, they assume, with the candle and the dildo before he actually raped her. And they believed that he then murdered her and disposed of her body because, they couldn't find her. Now, like we said, he admitted to the police that he likes anal sex and shit like that, which it doesn't mean you're killing anybody at all. Plenty of people fucking dig anal sex.
Force it on them.
That's the thing. Right. Most people don't like it in a forcible fashion. Right. That's the difference.
That's the part that makes you a fucking weirdo.
That's where it's like,
when she's begging you to stop and you keep going, that's when you're a dick.
Yeah, I would say so. Right. So also,
I guess no matter which hole you put it in, but even still.
Either way, ask first is what we're saying. Ask first, and then much less problems later for everybody. So also, they said that sexual sadists like him habitually plan their crimes in much greater detail than other criminals do, because it's not just I'm going to get $50 from this thing. It's this is my fantasy. Yeah. So they sit here and think about this shit for hours every day of what they're going to do, and because that's what's getting them off. It's like, it's crazy. So, I mean, when those two things mix, it's very, very fucking bad here. Now, really bad thing here, one of Anderson's longtime friends, a guy named Jamie Hammer, he brings evidence forth here, which kind of opens up the profile on Anderson and what he's all about. He backs up all the sexually sadistic things and predatory behavior. Yeah. They learned from him that Piper was not his only victim. They also realize after
Hammer knows this?
Hammer knows this because we'll find out why he knows. So they also know if we didn't catch this fucking guy, this was going to get way worse.
Ugly.
Hammer said that as far back as high school, he knew of Anderson's obsession with torturing and murdering women. He said that that Hammer was intrigued by this idea as well. Yeah. These two are these like fucking weirdos talking about. I
can't even imagine the conversation.
What the fuck kind of conversation is that?
Horrific.
I don't know. That's wow. Those what. I don't even know. What can your opinion of women possibly be if that's your conversation?
When you're young, I mean, it's gross. Yeah. It's fucking terrible thoughts.
Yeah, Hammer said that they often discussed which way they could pull this off and do this perfectly, commit the perfect crimes.
They're tag team partners?
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse. Don't worry.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you think? He did this alone, Jimmy?
God.
Let's talk about this. There's so much here that hasn't been come out yet.
Oh, my God.
This isn't just like, then we had a trial and this happened. There's so much more happening right here, man. This keeps giving and giving the story.
I'm so uncomfortable.
In a fucking bad way.
Yeah.
Their conversations progressed into more detailed fantasies, and they decided to plan some shit out, these two, at one point. They actually planned abducting a woman together. They said they got wheel poppers, they called them, I believe, like spike strips to pop your tires. Yeah. They did that, and they placed them on the road. They wait for somebody to drive by and pop their tires, and then they plan to attack. They were hoping, I guess, it was a woman who was by themselves, and they were planning on attacking them. Now, Anderson are actually already selected a victim. There's a woman who was 26 at the time named Amy Anderson. They're not cousins or anything. Okay. Now, in November of 1994, Hammer and Anderson went out and put real wheel poppers down where Amy was on the way home from a friend's house, and her tire went flat, and she pulled off the road to change it. And as she reached into her trunk, Anderson grabbed her and carried her into the woods. She managed to break free from him and run out into the road just as a car passed by.
Girl.
So she ended up getting away from him. Yeah. But we know what her fate might have been here. So this time, though, this is fucking crazy. This time, it wasn't this Hammer guy. This time, it was a guy named Glenn Marcus Walker, who was with Anderson this whole time. He was involved with Anderson and Hammer in this whole thing. He knew about this abduction that they had planned in 1994. And also, we'll talk about what he did, but he was also there, too. So this is fucking crazy. There's groups of guys planning this. This is their night out. This isn't, we're going to go out and we're going to play video games. We're going to get drunk and play video games.
Play
or we're
poker
gonna
or something.
Play poker. We're going to go out and do this.
We're going to play poker.
We're going to the casino. They're like, we're going to get Yeah, we'll get spike strips, and then the tires will go flat, and then we'll fucking rape them in the woods and kill them. Who the what? I've never once had that conversation with anybody.
I can't even imagine coming close to even thinking about that.
We've all had the conversation of where can we find chicks,
right?
But to talk to and voluntarily, hopefully, do things with us. Right. That's it.
It's generally a bar where I overpay for drinks, and then she tells me to go home. That's
ridiculous, man.
But that's what they didn't want. They wanted something where they couldn't be told that because they're obviously guys that
they're obviously not ladies' men here, obviously, because if you. I mean, but then again, you get guys like Ted Bundy who could get women and chose this because of his background or whatever. But these two, when you get a group of guys together like this is not the most popular group with the ladies. They don't have to like drop their girlfriends off before they go do some shit like this.
They're generally dudes that are pieces of shit at home and don't have a stable life, and it's because they can't figure it out and can't function. They've got to go take it out on women that they deem it's their fault.
That's exactly what it is.
Fucked up.
It's fucking crazy, and that's
gross.
Clearly with these guys all. But for in a small area, for these guys to find each other, for 3 guys, think about that.
It's a town of 621 people.
I mean, they were in Sioux Falls, but still, it's not that big of a place. And for 3 guys
to all be interested in this?
Because you would think, like, if you're in a huge city, if you're in L.A. or Chicago or something, there'd be hundreds of guys in packs together walking around doing this. Like, if you would, you know what I mean? Like, if all was equal, hundreds, like 300 guys at once looking for. Okay, where's the tire strip? We're gonna fucking get some. Yeah, let's rape this one. Like they would have to pick out hundreds of girls. There wouldn't be enough.
There's probably a bar called the Tire Popper where all these guys just show up and meet.
There would have to be. So the odds of not only these guys all existing, because this is not a normal condition. This is a pretty rare condition. For all of these guys to all be existing in the same area
and be aware of each other.
That's what I mean. That's crazy enough already. But then for the circumstances to come up where they would actually bring it up with each other and actually say, yeah, I'm into that. I'm like, wow, how many people did they tell about this beforehand who were like, what are you, fucking weird?
Jesus, dude. How does society that they live in normalize it enough to where he can actually just blurt that out? Because this isn't the first person he told.
That's what I'm saying. There had to have been a bunch of people before him who were like, what?
You're not going to be my friend again.
You're into what? Yeah, you're not going to like this porn then. I'm going to take this home with me. This is pretty normal shit. Yeah.
She's enjoying this.
She's alive afterwards, so I don't think you're going to like it. I'm going to take it home here.
Right.
Like that, dude, fuck, man. Jesus fucking Christ.
And how many friends did he tell it to that just eventually were like, don't call him again.
Yeah,
no, baby. No, don't. No.
Dude,
I don't want him coming over to watch football with me.
Weird. Yeah. That dude is super fucking weird. I'm going to go over to the people with the church pews in the front yard. They're way more normal.
Remember we went on that beer run last week? You should have seen the plank of wood and the U-bolts bolted into it.
He's got U-bolts.
He's got handcuffs.
He's got fucking handcuffs. Shackles back there. There's tools and
He's
knives.
Talking about butt sex.
I saw a dildo. I'm not going to lie. When you add dildo and restraint platform together, shit gets strange.
The restraint platform had fucking melted candle wax all over it.
I don't like the way this shit
Something's
looks.
Weird.
But these guys
Keep
were
our
like,
kids away from him.
These guys were like, you too? You know when you're a kid, if you're into like a band that not everybody likes and someone like mentions something, you're like, oh, you like them too? And everyone's like, yeah, that's what these guys did. They were like, you like, oh, wow. I've been dying to torture a woman and rape her, too.
How big's your dildo?
Whoa, this is amazing. No, let's totally do it. Let's do it this weekend, obviously. We got to do this. Like, let's plan it out.
I got a tire popper in my trunk.
I got tire poppers. Cool, you got dildos. Let's do this. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
It's hammer time
and
or
this
some shit like that.
Fucking, this exists. And happens.
Yeah.
So, and they're all as fucked up as each other, too. Yeah. No one is more fucked up than anyone else in this scenario. I don't care who does what. They're all there.
On pace.
And they're all, whatever their role is, that's what they're getting off on.
Yeah.
So if the one guy's not doing anything, that's because he's getting off on watching this guy do shit. So you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
That's why he's not doing shit, or else he'd get in there and do shit
he's
too.
Tugging.
That's what I'm saying. So it's the whole thing is a fucking disaster.
Sweet
here.
Pete, that's vile.
Yeah. So they have the trial in spring of 1997. It starts in March. They have a reconstruction of the events that kind of what we just went over, evidence, witnesses, all this information.
We still got no body.
No body.
Oh my God.
They established here he drove to their house on the trailer on the 29th. He handcuffed her in the house, had shot a gun off in the house too. The kid wasn't lying about that. He retrieved the note with his name and phone number on it. Let me grab that and put that in my pocket. Remember, I'd left that, and carried her out to the Bronco, drove her out there. They said they thought he secured her to the platform in the vehicle and gagged her with duct tape, cut her shirt open with a folding knife, sexually assaulted her, and killed her and disposed of the body in an unknown location, possibly the river.
Right.
He then returned to the residence and retrieved his watch that fell off during the struggle. He lost his watch. If you're going to go kidnap people and physically struggle with them, maybe take your fucking jewelry off
That's
first,
why
dummy.
He went back.
So that's why they kept seeing him go back, because he went back to get his goddamn watch. Also, he went to get the shell casing that
from the gun
came out of his gun, which he did shoot. So there was a shell casing there. This obviously accounts for all the neighbors seeing him come and go from the fucking trailer, which is an odd thing. The funny thing is, if you just saw him there and saw him leave, you might think it was weird. But when you see him come back and forth, you're like, oh, he's probably working on something over there or something. He had to go get a part or some shit. You don't fucking know what people are doing. And if they're coming and going at will, that looks normal.
Right. It looks a lot more normal than shows up, disappears, never hear from him again.
It looks like business as usual. Like I said, he showed up. Maybe he's fixing a fucking a pipe, and then he's like, oh, I got to go get a clamp quick. I got to go run to Home Depot or whatever. And I don't know. There's not a Home Depot here, but I got to run back to the shop. Run back to my shop or my fucking whatever the hell here. He does all of this. Then they get all the witnesses, like the Dan Johnson guy who places him at home, cleaning the Bronco twice, and
God.
So, and by the way, he says that. It was first it was black, then it was blue. So he somewhere along the way he stopped and washed off the black paint before he got home. So he blacked it out, went, did all this, washed off the paint, came home, and the truck was blue again, and he was cleaning out the interior.
Got it.
So he had a fucking plan.
He really did.
He really had a plan.
This is a lot of work for sex.
He bought shit ahead of time. Yeah. Well, this isn't sex.
I get it, but I mean, there's shit on Craigslist that's much easier than this, dude.
But this has nothing to do with that. The fact that would be voluntary, which is not what he's into.
Got a good point.
He's got to restrain these people, and they have to be in physical pain. Right. They have to be, emotionally anguished, or else it's no fun for him. Otherwise, it's no. That's fucked up.
Unless you get a really great actor of a hooker.
Yeah, unless you get too. There are people who they like playing those roles, and they like they're
in LA, you probably find a lot of those that are really great actors.
I'm sure you can. Jesus Christ! Here now, during the trial, they're trying to have Shayna testify.
Yeah.
She's 4 years old at this point. 4.5 years old.
Poor child.
Can you imagine?
No.
Fuck.
And I don't ever want to imagine.
And Nathan's basically Dexter. He was like this little kid who was watching this and was silent through the whole thing.
Horrible.
They bring her not to the court, though. They bring her to the town library where she's going to testify via closed circuit TV. So she doesn't have to look at this guy because she's fucking
Or the fucking jury or
any of this shit is scary.
People.
It's just a bunch of adults in a room. If you're 4, that's scary. Like a shitload of adults all staring at you, asking you questions.
And a guy's going to come up to you and say, ignore all them. It's just me and you having a conversation. It's never just us having a conversation. No. This is weird.
So she once they got her in there, she kind of freaked out a little bit. Mm-hmm. They had the jurors there, and the lawyers and the reporters still all there, just not him. He couldn't be there. That was the thing. They didn't want her to have to see him.
It's still a bunch of people.
It's still a bunch of people, though, have to witness this whole deal. So she freaked out when she walked in, and after a minute, they had to take her out of the room again because she was freaking out. Anderson, by the way, watches this on TV in the courtroom. He shouldn't be allowed to watch. I'm sorry. No. I guess he has to. You have to be able to participate in your defense. But so anyway, you don't want him to watch. So the room was then cleared out, and they brought Shayna back in again. And kind of tried to
simmered shit down.
Hey, let's calm her down. Then we'll bring people back in.
Let's get her those ketchup covered eggs.
Yeah,
real quick.
Let's do that fast. And so when the jurors come back, she's sitting on a rug and playing with a puzzle on the floor. Mm-hmm. They gave her a puzzle, and she wouldn't look up at anybody. And the judge asked her if she could tell the truth and tried to put her at ease. But after a few minutes, she covered her head with a blanket and laid down and wouldn't come out.
Good for her.
So this poor kid is just shut down. She's traumatized, and she's shut down, and they're asking her to talk about horrible things. So she just covers her head in a blanket, lays down, and then that was it. the judge said, all right, that's enough now. Fucking let's not torment this goddamn kid anymore.
Her dad's got enough problems dealing with her, and we're making it worse for him tonight at home.
Yeah, no shit. So now they get Jamie Hammer on the stand, his old friend.
It's hammer time.
It's hammer time. He's about to fucking... he talks about some shit here.
Stupid.
It's
He's said
stupid.
it so many times in his life.
It's hammer time. Yeah, you know he did. Every time he shows up to a bar, it's hammer time. And they're like, fuck you, dude.
Shut up, Hammer. Let's have a fucking beer.
In like 1990, for like 3 months, people would cheer and laugh when he came. He'd be like, it's hammer time. They're like, it's Jamie Hammer right there. That's what I'm talking about.
He's back.
And then once Too Legit to Quit came out, they were like, will you shut the fuck up? Shut up.
It's not even hammer time for Hammer anymore. He lost his house.
He's
Sit the fuck down.
doing the fucking Addams Family soundtrack. It's not. He's got no street cred. Sit your ass down. Hammer lost all his street cred. Take a fucking
Hammer's
seat.
a white guy at this point. Sit the fuck down.
So Hammer talks about how they had previously talked about abducting women. He testifies to 2 particular times, one in Egan, South Dakota, and one in Sherman, South Dakota. He testified that in Egan, he and Anderson followed a girl that had pulled out in front of them. Hammer said that Anderson had said we could have grabbed her right then, is what he was saying. He also testified that Anderson had taken him to a house in Sherman, showing him a home with a good-looking girl living there with a kid and a big fucking boyfriend. That's what she said. So both of these incidents occurred during a discussion about abducting women. So he's like, here's a good one to abduct, but she's got kids and this giant fucking boyfriend. What a dick, right? Doesn't want us to like rape and kill his girlfriend, like fucking total dickhead.
What a cock blocker.
Right? What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. The owner of the residence also, they end up saying that it fits into the time period because they go and talk to the owner of this residence. He said that no females resided there at that time, but in the fall of 1995, his sister-in-law was staying at the residence for a while who fits exactly the description that Anderson gave to Hammer. So it wasn't a boyfriend, it was her brother-in-law. Yeah, but luckily a big motherfucker that kept these guys away. Law enforcement at this point, they took photographs of the woman that he'd previously followed. Hammer testified that Anderson owned walkie-talkies. This came up during a discussion about kidnapping women. He's like, I have walkie-talkies, that'll help. And also, evidence seized from his Bronco included a walkie-talkie.
Jesus.
Indeed, also with the shovel with the fresh dirt and the handcuffs and the handcuff that go in the restraint thing, and then handcuff keys that don't go to anything with a key ring. It was, by the way, the handcuff key was on the key ring with his vehicle keys. Jesus. So he couldn't be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. You put it on your keychain, which you had to get your fingernail in there and dig under, and it's not easy.
You really had to try to get it in there.
You gotta want that shit. Is what I'm getting at. To put a key on, especially a tiny key on a keychain, one of those little lock ones. Yeah, no. They said that Anderson and him discussed several ways of abducting women, one of which involved the use of walkie-talkies. He said that Hammer said that Anderson and he had practiced using these walkie-talkies out near the Big Sioux River and Ditch Road. This was also the area that this is where they found the physical evidence for the Piper situations, where they found her T-shirt, right along where he said where they were, practicing using the walkie-talkies and doing all of this shit, which is fucking crazy. He also testified that Anderson had suggested to him different methods of disposing of bodies and getting rid of evidence. He said that Anderson talked about digging a grave in advance of an abduction and disposing of the evidence by burying it or throwing it out of the window of his vehicle. Okay. Which that would be a T-shirt found on the road, which sounds about right. I don't know why he wouldn't have left it with the rest of it, but there's that. This is fucking... Anderson doesn't challenge that this had happened, but he minimizes the whole thing. He just says it was just trash talk. That's what his lawyers say. That's just trash talk. Nope. Never had trash talk of let's plan out to abduct, rape, and kill women. Never had that trash talk.
It's not locker room talk, sir.
No, that's not. She's got big tits as locker room talk. That guy's a fucking dick is trash talk. Let's rape a girl, tie her to restraints, drag her out in the woods, fuck her with a fucking dildo and kill her and dump her in the river isn't trash talk.
That's illegal talk.
That's a murder plan. You just that's a murder plot.
That's conspiracy to commit
murder.
That's
exactly what that is. Whether you do it or not, that's conspiracy right there. He doesn't. He just says that that whatever, he tries to fight it, but it doesn't work. They end up letting this in. In the end, the evidence is they end up calling elevated trash talk. Which is interesting. Yeah.
Elevated trash talk is calling somebody's mom a whore. You know what I mean? That's elevated trash talk.
Not elevated
trash talk. Is anything that is the punishment for it is getting your ass kicked.
That's it.
Talk of raping a woman is not getting. That's like fucking
prison time. Is what
prison
that
time
is.
or beating you within an inch of your life.
That's a felony, sir. That's what that is. Turns into a felony, mister. So, a little different.
Ridiculous.
So May 8th, 1997, the jury, this is verdict day, the jury deliberates, and they find him guilty of kidnapping on Piper. No one is satisfied here with this whole thing.
No.
Everybody's pissed off about it. He'll end up being sentenced to life in prison for this.
For kidnapping, because
they gave him the max because they think he killed her and just didn't find it. Yeah. So... he's super pissed. Anderson, he complained in the courtroom after the verdict that he was an innocent victim of vindictive prosecution. He told the prosecutor, quote, "I hope you rot in hell," from across the court.
Samesies, bro. Fucking samesies.
This is great. So the prosecutor said, "I might, but it won't be because I convicted Robert Anderson." Eat dicks, pal. Have a good one. It's a great fucking line. I might go to hell, but not because of you, asshole.
Not because of this case,
That's
sir.
right, motherfucker, which is, I love it, man. Yeah.
I might go the other way. They might forgive me because of everything else I did.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just based on this shit.
It's all good, brother. So, I'm back down. I just got myself to even right now.
I'm good now.
You cleared my debit account. This is beautiful. So... the attorney, he's pissed too, the prosecutor, because he's mad that it wasn't a murder charge and he could have put him in the death chamber for. So he said, quote, "Sooner or later he'll face a homicide charge."
Good.
So he's hoping that.
I mean, we got a long time to figure it out.
We got plenty of time. Let's figure it out. He, of course, appeals this. The first appeal is about the competency of Shayna. This is a big deal. He argues that Shayna is a minor and she's not competent to testify because at the time of Piper's disappearance, Shayna was only 3 years and 11 months old, and she refused to testify. He says that he was prejudiced because of her failure to testify led to her admission of a statement that she made, which he calls inadmissible hearsay. Well, not him, but his attorneys. He called it,
doesn't know
that little shit said some things I don't fucking like. That's what he said, and they said, inadmissible hearsay.
She said it clearer than I did when I was 4. That ain't fair.
That ain't fair. She's smarter. They said that the appeals court says the determination of whether a witness is competent to testify is at the trial court's discretion. Right. Before the testimony was to be received, they did an in-camera hearing to determine whether she was competent. She was 4.5 years old. During the first part of the hearing, they watched her in a play environment to see that she was normal. The court they asked her simple questions at varying points in the play session to make her feel at ease. They asked her whether she'd be lying if she made certain untrue statements. They'd say, at one point he asked her, "So if I said there was a blue cow in the room, would I be telling the truth or telling a lie?" Just to see if she knows the difference between the truth and a lie, which is really the only competency platform.
Right.
That's it. That's the basement for competency. That's how they tell if you can be prosecuted. Do you know the difference between right and wrong? Okay, well then you're prosecuted.
Which one of these is pyrite?
Exactly. The paint it's chipping off. This one ain't. We got to teach the kids something. They're going to get ripped off at every damn tourist spot they go to otherwise for the rest of their fucking lives. They got to know. So she replied lie, which was correct. And she said, and if you were asked at some time to tell the truth, will you tell the truth? And she said, "Oh, yep." So that's such a cute little kid thing to say, like, "Oh yeah, can't wait to tell the truth. Yeah. I want to make people happy. I'm a kid." So they did the competency hearing with this whole thing. They said that she was able to recall quite accurately and was a typical communicator for her age. She wasn't behind or anything like that. They said that the defense counsel suggested that kids her age are unreliable reporters of events, but they disagreed. Yeah. They said, quote, 3-year-olds can relate information, personal experiences. It may not be logical, but they can certainly relate what happened to them. which makes sense.
Yeah.
They'll tell you what happened. It's just spread over a weird timeline, like we said.
I don't know, man. When Presley was 3, she fucked me over a few times just by me going, don't tell your mom about this. And then right when we get home, fucking, Mom, guess what Dad did?
Because they're truthful.
Shut up, you shit.
They're truthful. That's the thing. They're totally true. They can't lie. And that's the other thing about it that they say. So at the end of it, they said that she was competent. Mm-hmm. She had the ability to recollect certain things. They found that she remembered. She picked out. I guess there was they had a play thing. They found she picked out the right color jelly bean each time she was identified to ask a certain color. So they found out that she remembered about the jelly beans. She remembered that they asked her to pick out more black jelly beans than any other jelly beans. Yeah, like stuff like that. So she remembered. She was able to like put shit together and tell you about them.
Show us that you know what color black is.
Yeah, and that you can say, oh, that was more than this. Right. This happened more times than that. They're just trying to see what she can discern.
Pick out the yucky jelly bean.
Exactly. yeah, that's exactly it. Finally, the ability of her to tell the truth. They found that she was of sufficient age that any testimony she would give would be to the best of her ability and remembrances, which is just the same standard as an adult. So fuck it, put her up there. Now he argues that, and the cops and the appeals court says, nope, kid was fine, fuck you. Then he argues his motion to suppress, derived from his interview with the police, should have been granted because he claims he requested and was denied an attorney. He says he was in custody and therefore entitled to Miranda warnings, but that's a huge gray area we know about, whether you're in custody, quote unquote, or whether you're just being questioned. Right. Usually it depends on the state, and there's different federal things, but usually when a person's as soon as they become, it has to be like they'll determine whether in a cop's mind that person was a suspect. Right. As soon as they become a suspect and not a witness in a cop's mind, that's when they're supposed to Mirandize people. So there's a gray area there.
There's also a moment, too, like if he shows up on his own recognizant, like
that's
all
the
that
other
shit
thing.
is...
They didn't drag him there.
No, you're just volunteering everything at this point.
And they said the trial court found that his statements were voluntary and the interview was non-custodial. Right. The trial court found during the first 55 pages of the interview transcript that he wasn't in custody. He was told he wasn't in custody, and his statements were freely and voluntarily made. They also found no time prior to the transcript did he withdraw his consent to be interviewed. No time in 55 pages did he ask to leave. Nothing like that. The only times he would say he's asked, do I need a lawyer, which they say all the time. You have to say whether you want one. Right. They found out also only certain references. They said that the exception of one statement pertaining to blue jeans Anderson was wearing, that's the one thing that was suppressed. Other than that, the trial court found within the first 55 pages only certain references to polygraph examinations were inadmissible. The rest of it wasn't. Okay. So they're saying that your statements are
Everything
fine.
Everything you said is you can't walk into a police station and start talking and expect that shit not to be held against you. What kind of idiot? Don't fucking talk to the cops if you're doing bad shit. That's what it is.
That's it. And that's it. They said the only relevant inquiry is how a reasonable man in the suspect's position would have understood his situation. Mm-hmm. And they said they told him they thought he may have some information regarding the missing woman. Mm-hmm. And they said, quote, an officer's knowledge or belief may bear upon the custody issue as if they are conveyed by word or deed to the individual being questioned. Those beliefs are relevant only to the extent they would affect how a reasonable person in the position of the individual being questioned would gauge the breadth of his or her, quote, freedom of action. Yeah. Translation from legal to English is denied, eat dicks, mister. Like a fucking hike.
Back to your cell.
Back to your cell with you. Speaking of cells, August 26, 1997, there's some new info from a cellmate, as a matter of fact. A Jeremy Brunner. Brunner here, a little background on him. He claims, this is a rural South Dakota man, by the way, he claims that he was a Detroit street gang member as a teenager with a nickname of Kilo.
I like him already.
He says he's been a drug user and seller since his youth, and he's a member of the Detroit Crips. Oh, boy. Is what he says.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man.
You don't fuck with a gangster from Detroit.
Later on, though, he says he circulated rap sheets in prison that made him sound more violent than he was, so other inmates would leave him alone. He fabricated some fucking background.
Maybe he's not as badass as I thought.
I don't think so. I think he said, white people in South Dakota will be afraid of Detroit. Yeah. That's a good one.
Can I keep my Tiger's hat?
Perfect. There we go. Walk around looking like Magnum P.I. with a Tiger's hat on. Everyone thinks I'm selling drugs. Perfect. So these two men, Brunner shared a prison cell with Anderson for 8 days in August 96. They talked about Piper. They also talked about Larissa Demansky. Remember her?
Yeah.
They also talked about her. So a little bit about Larissa Demansky. We found out what happened to her. Yeah. She was 29 at the time. She had moved from the Ukraine.
Oh,
she was a Ukrainian immigrant.
Working at the Hormel meatpacking,
yep.
The night
Morrell,
shift.
Not the John Morrell meatpacking.
The gross one.
So, yeah, it might as well be Carl Budding, for Christ's sake.
The cheap shit.
So
this poor girl.
Her and her husband Bill moved from the Ukraine. To South Dakota. They were going to have a new life. They both began working at the meat plant. Eventually, he found a better job, which I bet he wished he hadn't, because he probably would have been leaving work with his wife.
Right.
But she remained at the company, and she was working the night shift at a meat packing plant in Sioux Falls. How shitty is the Ukraine? Let me ask you that. The Ukraine must be so terrible if these people are psyched to work in the overnight meatpacking plant shift in fucking South Dakota here. Wow.
Smells like death in there all day.
Yeah. She befriended the night maintenance man. By the way, he was the night maintenance man which at a meatpacking plant. But she befriended him because fewer people worked at night. Right. And you talk to people, and he's a scumbag, so he's obviously going to talk to her. Now, also, they talk about how Anderson confided a lot of his fantasies to Glenn Walker, the whole deal. He said this is what Anderson told Brunner, that, him and Glenn Walker, they've been working on this for a while. This is a project they had here. They wanted to experience what it would be like to abduct a woman and then kill her. So they devised an elaborate plan to kidnap Larissa. Okay, Anderson stalked her for several months. Demansky,
wow,
several months. He ended up Anderson and Walker put wheel poppers in the road again to damage her tires and hoping to abduct her when she stopped, but her tires popped. And her tire, she went over, her tires popped, but she didn't stop the car.
Fuck it, I'm getting this shit home.
She kept going till she wasn't in an isolated area. She was smart. She kept going till she got to an area with stores and shit where there was other people around, because she's not a fucking idiot.
Right. Because she's from the Ukraine.
She's from the Ukraine.
Where shit like that happens
all the time. Yeah. She's like, wheel poppers, they take you. They try to rape me in woods. I not have it.
They will not get me.
Will not rape me in woods. No, I drive. So she's going. She's a smart woman here. So they didn't abduct her then because she wasn't in an isolated area and they didn't want to get caught. So they said, all right, plan fucking B here. So plan B is a lot less, complicated, really. She was leaving work in the parking lot, and he ran up to her at knife point and ordered her into the vehicle. That's not real sophisticated there. Then he...
it's just one step short of a burlap bag.
That's what I mean. He might as well just throw a net over her head, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's pathetic. So what he ends up doing is he and Walker drive her out to Lake Vermilion. When they get to the lake, Walker watched the whole time as Anderson dragged her out of the car and raped her several times. Fucking unreal, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Several times. And a lot of these guys, they either can't perform or they rape 8 times in a row. It's fucking disgusting. Either way, it's disgusting. Just whatever. So apparently Larissa, pled for her life.
Of course.
Obviously, with desperation, and he didn't give a fuck.
No.
And didn't care at all. And so Walker ended up finding out was that Anderson suffocated her with duct tape and then buried her remains under a chokeberry bush. And they found out also later on, when they ended up finding her and everything, that she was about 6 weeks pregnant at the time.
Oh, fucking jerk off.
So, yeah, that's another thing here.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's if it couldn't get worse, let's make it worse. You know what I mean? It's like, if that's not the worst way to go, and then this happens, this is fucking horrible.
She had her whole life ahead of her.
Unbelievable. So Brunner told the cops that Anderson excessively bragged, and he had great detail about the murders of both Piper and Larissa, so now he's admitting to the murder in only an 8-day time. So
8 days.
They were only together for 8 days, these two, and he's already telling them all these big murder things. This guy...
Maybe he was hoping that he had some stories, too, that he could tug to.
Normally, I don't believe cellmates half the time or whatever, but this guy's got details that no one else had, and we'll find out exactly what they are here. He told him that... Brunner said that Anderson admitted he was a serial killer, and he said that he kept trophies of his victims at his grandmother's house. He even told Brunner the exact location of the items, which are, we'll find out how it ended up being found later, but later on they were found exactly where Brunner said they would be found.
Oh, shit.
Tucked between the ceiling and the wall of Anderson's grandmother's basement.
Gross.
What they find down there is his trophies, including a ring and a necklace, Piper's wedding ring, and a necklace belonging to Larissa, as well as a gun that belongs to Anderson that nobody knew he had also. He also told Brunner that he thought that the cops believed that Walker might tell on him about the murder. So he's worried about Walker ratting on him. So he said he had a feeling that Walker's going to reveal the location of the bodies and all this type of deal. So he wanted, obviously, Larissa never to be found because he didn't want to be linked to this murder. Sure. So when he thought about that, because they buried him, then he's like, I don't trust that Walker to tell where this body is. So Anderson went back.
Oh, no way. And he moved her.
And dug her up.
Oh,
Not
what a
moved
scumbag.
her. Worse, removed her skull and teeth. Not moved her.
Jesus.
Popped her fucking skull off and her teeth. And apparently these were broken up and thrown from his car window as he drove from the scene, which is crazy because when they end up finding Larissa's body, they only find portions of it. Yeah. They don't find the head, yet they find no large animal disturbance.
Yeah.
So they're like, where the fuck did the head go?
What did he do?
Makes sense here. So this guy's details, I mean, he knew exactly where the
Perfect.
everything is here. He also claims, Brunner, that Anderson bragged about abducting Piper. He said that he admitted to raping and strangling her before disposing of her body in the Big Sioux River. Jesus Christ. So this is all the witnesses that saw him go back and forth and all this. He forgot his watch and the tent and the whole deal here. Another time, farther into this week, Anderson asked Brunner to murder Walker. Because he's like, listen, thinking about that Walker, I don't trust him, and I don't think he's going to remain silent. You're going to get out before I am.
Right.
So go ahead and kill him if you would.
Listen, Kilo, I got a plan.
Listen, Kilo. Now, Brunner, obviously, if you're with a guy who's like, I'm a serial killer, I dismember people and do all that, whatever they ask you to do, you go,
fucking
sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I am going to kill him so fucking good. You know what? I'm going to rape him. I'm going to rape him. I'm going to cut his head off.
Where do you keep your dildos?
Because I'm going to get him good. Candle wax, you say. All right, great. Then you get out of it. The second you get away from that guy, you go, this fucking guy's crazy.
Cops, I got to talk to him.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
But
Many of them. Bring them all to me.
Agree to whatever said. If a man is telling you about his serial murder and wants a favor from you, just agree to it. Get out of it later. But don't be like, what are you, sick? Be like, that's normal. Yeah, that's good. So he asked him to murder him, and Brunner agreed. So Anderson drew up 2 maps for him. One of the maps had the location of Walker's house, so he could find it and kill him. The other map showed where Anderson's grandmother lived, and a map to the gun in the basement of where they found the trophies.
I'll call my grandma and tell her Kilo's on his way over.
Kilo's going to get down in the basement for a minute, so go ahead and let him in.
My buddy Kilo, you'll know him by the Detroit Tigers hat.
Yeah, so he'll be the guy from Detroit. So Brunner agrees to kill him when he gets out of prison, even though he said he was never actually planning on killing him. Instead, he takes this information to the police and strikes a deal with them to get out of jail early.
Attaboy.
Getting information for a shorter prison sentence. His testimony, along with all the other shit, all the evidence they got there, it's huge and convicting.
Damning as fuck.
He's the conviction.
Yeah.
This case has been going for years and no one's ever defined it. So September 4th, 1997, Anderson is charged with murdering Larissa Demansky. He's also charged with the rape and murder of Piper Straley also. His trial is supposed to begin in March 1999. So Brunner testifies here. He testifies in court. He says that he came forward in 1997 about this whole thing. Now, it's funny. He says that he asked to speak with the cops after getting advice from his mother. He says that he knew what he was told was, he said that what he did was out of concern for what the Dumanskis and the Straley families were going through.
Yeah, so you consulted Mom first?
He said, it just became where the things I was being told were beyond my moral point. Also, his past convictions include forgery, assault, shoplifting as a juvenile, and larceny and robbery convictions as an adult, which is very moral.
Yeah.
Jesus
well, I mean,
Christ.
It's not rape and murder, but yeah, it's
something.
He's still a dick.
The prosecutor also said that he had several nonviolent disciplinary problems in prison. He's just a fucking jerk off, basically. So he's let out of jail early for that. After, I think, 14 months of a 5-year sentence, he's let out early.
That's a deal.
He is free for 3 weeks before he's arrested for selling fake LSD and possessing methamphetamine.
All right, so I was upset for him for a second.
He's a jerk off.
The fake LSD is a dick move, but it's not. Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
Yeah, it is.
It's still fake LSD?
It's illegal. Yeah. Well, then it's fraud. If it's real, it's drug possession. If it's fake, it's fraud. So either way, you're fucked.
It's fucked up.
Can't sell people fake shit.
It's kind of shitty. Selling kids vitamin C tabs, telling them they're going to trip balls. I mean, fuck it. That's a way of making. That's an entrepreneur.
Little pieces of paper.
But having the meth, now you're an asshole.
Now you're becoming kind of a dickhead. You're becoming a menace here. So he ends up getting sentenced to 6 years in jail on these drug charges.
Holy
after
shit.
this. They have, and when he gets back to prison too, they have to hold him in protective custody because they all know he's a snitch now, and they all call him a snitch. And he filed a lawsuit federally at one point accusing the South Dakota State Penitentiary system of failing to adequately protect him. Yeah. Also because
sounds like he got his ass kicked a couple of times.
So I mean, well, fuck, he did testify for them. You got to protect the guy at that point here. Mm-hmm. Now Walker ended up after the conviction for the Piper kidnapping. Mm-hmm. Walker ends up confessing to the police that he was an accomplice in the abduction of Larissa. He told them that he and Anderson methodically planned it out, carried out the kidnapping, but he claimed he was not involved in her rape and murder. But he did end up showing them the location of Larissa's body, which is how they found all that.
Why do you know that, dude?
That's what I mean. Well, he watched. He said he watched.
All right.
So he led
That's
police.
an accomplice to rape and murder, bro.
Yeah, you watched and didn't go, hey, don't rape and murder her.
Right.
If you don't say, hey, don't rape and murder her, then you're an accomplice at that point. You're getting off on it.
I thought we were just kidnapping her. Get your cock out of her. That's not. Good.
They knew what they were doing, and they realized portions of her skeleton was missing. Like I said, they said also forensic experts here recovered a total of 57 items relating to her, including a tooth, a rib, bones from the left and right wrist, fingers, feet, ankle, fingernails, and a jaw and throat bones. Also, near the grave, they found a pair of work gloves, shell casings, and bullets.
Oh, boy.
Also, Larissa's shoes, a part of her belt, jewelry, and pieces of her clothing.
That's damning.
That's damning. That's a big package there. That when they found him, they didn't know what the fuck was up with her head not being there until they got the information from Brunner of why, and they're like, oh, because no animals disturbed it.
Kilo fixes our whole puzzle.
Fucking puts it all together. Missing pieces, Kilo, baby. So the Dumansky trial takes place in March of 1999. It's first week of March. They get into this whole thing. The trial lasts a month. The judge, Tim Dallas Tucker, that's a tough judge. His middle name is Dallas. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Ruled that prosecutors are allowed to introduce into the guilt phase of trial testimony evidence that Dumansky was 6 weeks pregnant because they didn't want to bring that in at first. Chief Deputy Attorney General, that's a lot of titles, Larry Long, argued that it would show an element of torture because Dumansky was under additional mental anguish. Yeah. And Long said also because it affected her husband also more that way. He said, quote, he not only lost his wife, but he lost his third child as well. They had 2 kids, by the way. Yeah, that's rough. Wow.
I feel bad for Bill right now.
Bill's having
terrible.
A fucking tough time, man. Between Bill and Vance, those two fucking guys.
They're left with 2 kids, and
well, let's see if they end up happy with the outcome. Okay. Maybe they will be. We'll find out here. Anderson, his lawyers argued that obviously that they wanted to have this testimony not come in,
right?
And they also tried to have the matter sealed so it could not be made public. This whole thing, and the judge said, "Fuck no." No.
Why would?
Yeah, I don't think so. The defense lawyer said that the situation does not meet the legal definition of torture. There's no way to prove that if Anderson killed Demansky, he intended to torture her. Nothing indicates nothing the state has indicated says the defendant knew of the pregnancy also.
Y'all seen that Bronco?
Did you see all that shit?
What the fuck are you talking about?
He is Mr. Torture.
Yeah. That's his favorite.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
He's got a T-shirt which is to him with a thumbs up that says torture under it with a big exclamation point. That's not okay. Jesus Christ. So
you see his Pinterest page?
Yeah, and we're not making that T-shirt, by the way.
No,
so.
ever.
No. So during these proceedings, Shayna's testimony was never heard, but they do take her descriptions of the events there as well. They have Brunner also testifies that he was told all these things that all match up. Evidence is fucking a mountain of it's overwhelming. Accomplice, a witness saying that exactly what he told him, everything matches up. Right. He's got her fucking necklace. It's a disaster.
Anderson's got to be losing his mind.
I would say so. March 23rd, 1999, Brenner testifies about everything we talked about. He says that, he told him all about the rape and the murder. The defense... Jesus Christ. This is the defense. Because there's not more. What are you going to have as a defense? What do you say?
He doesn't like anal that much? Or what do you say?
Yeah. If you look through his porn, only half of it's anal. So, Jesus Christ. So, the defense's last three witnesses were Anderson's mother and two of his siblings. Yeah. So, that's all they got. They tried to kind of poke holes in some theories here. His mother, Ruth Anderson, and his sister, Lori Anderson, testified that they gave $500 to Anderson in late August 1997, and he said it was to be used to buy a guitar for his 9-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of paint and murder stuff. Right. The Lori said about her son, about Rob's relationship with her son, quote, Rob was a father figure for Andy. Okay. That's a shit father figure right there.
You're not kidding.
Now, Brunner said that that's not true at all. Brunner said he actually heard about the $500 from him in the cell, and he testified that the $500 was what he asked Anderson for as a down payment to murder, to find somebody to murder Glenn Marcus Walker. So he said, get $500 because he thought that would just stall him for a couple of days. So he's like, $500, I can get a down payment. That's where the $500 came. It's at the exact time. Walker, obviously, he's also charged with murder. I meant to tell you. On cross-examination, his mother said that she usually sent him his money through a money order, but this time he asked her to give Lori cash. So he wants cash at this point. The amount was also more than than he usually would spend on his nieces or nephews. He's not buying $500 guitars normally.
What a shitty terrible excuse.
He's stopping at the convenience store and getting a bag of fucking army men or something. And here you go, kid. So April 6th, 1999, the jury comes back. It's 8. The total jury is 8 men and 8 women. Okay. They break it up. Anderson is found guilty on 4 counts, including the rape and murder of Piper and the kidnapping and murder of Larissa. He is sentenced 3 days later. The judge is not happy with him at all, as you might imagine, and he says, "You, sir, may fuck off." That's the death penalty for you. Right. So lethal injection for this dickhead. And if anybody... We're weird about the death penalty. We're not real into it. But if anybody deserves to fucking die, it's this guy.
Anything to keep him from ever possibly getting out.
And he's the type of guy, you just want a guy like that to know that we're going to fucking kill you. It just shouldn't be this way. They should let they should let fucking Bill and Vance have a crack at this fucking guy.
Oh, my God, they could do it.
He'd do some Ukrainian justice on that son. And Vance will get biblical on that ass. So this is going to get crazy. It'd be some old school shit.
Make him drag across while they cut his teeth out.
Fuck yeah. So the judge reads the death penalty for Demansky's murder. Both families erupt into applause. They literally celebrated until the judge stopped them from celebrating. They were like dancing and shit. When he read the death penalty for Piper's murder, Bill Demansky and Vance hugged each other.
That's nice.
They were together. He calls Bill said some nice words about his wife. He calls his marriage to Larissa a honeymoon that didn't end. Vance said that Piper was the love of his life. He said that this man, Robert Leroy Anderson, stole it all, but he can't steal or hide the pain he put Piper and Larissa through. He says, I bet she was wondering out there on that field whether anybody would ever know what I'm going through. He said that's the reason she was killed, so nobody would know what was happening to her. I would say so. This is fucking nuts, man. So Vance ends up saying, quote, unfortunately, the loss of my wife, Piper, was part of the equation and formula for Bill's answer also. It all adds up to the death penalty here. They say the children say, yes, our mama finally got justice. He says that I can tell Shayna, that was Demansky's daughter, I can tell Shayna, who's a very intuitive little girl at the age of 6, no longer is he not only behind bars to never come out, but he also is destined to be punished for what he's done to her mother. So he's happy that he can tell his daughter that this guy's never going to get out and come after her, which is, I'm sure, what as a child you would be scared of. Or
at least one less.
At least one less asshole out there. They tried to put something positive on it. The Attorney General's office created the Strail Demansky Children's Fund, and the donations there will be divided among the children for their college fund or whatever cause the family wants to use it for. They're very happy. They publicly thanked Brunner for testifying for him. Strelly's parents.
And then they said, stop selling meth,
Stop
asshole.
selling meth. By the way, got any of that acid? Is it real this time? Because I like to trip.
I like some LSD.
Don't get me wrong here. Come on now. Strelly's parents, John and Jean Potts, that's Piper's mom and dad, continue to talk. They correspond with Brunner. Jean Potts said in an interview, quote, he was a real blessing to us for sure. And then she said, Jeremy sent us a picture he painted of Christ. He has some real talent in that. He's been a good boy. We talked to his mom and reassure her that we really love him for what he did. We're thankful he is going to get out. We're shocked to hear that he won't be getting out as soon. Well, he's selling meth, so that's what happens when you sell meth.
Don't be so shocked. He's a fucking criminal.
They're not mutually exclusive.
No.
Testifying and murder and selling meth. You can do both. So you know how it happens. Now, Walker, as we know of, or his sick, just as fucking sick as him.
Right, he's just as guilty.
He's, if not fucking, it's almost creepier to sit and watch it. Like he's not even experiencing, he's getting off on someone else. Ugh. Anyway, he is tried for his crimes in March of 2000. He pleads, though, he's a little smarter, he pleads guilty to attempted kidnapping of Amy Anderson, who was that first one, accessory to kidnapping and first-degree murder, and conspiracy to kidnap Larissa Demansky. He receives a total of 30 consecutive years in prison in the South Dakota State Penitentiary. That is not enough, 30 years. Not even close to enough right there for what the fuck he did.
In 1997, he got that?
He got that in 2000, March of 2000. January 2002, Anderson files for a death sentence appeal with the South Dakota Supreme Court. His lawyers presented 18 issues, and a lot of this is the same issues from before. Shayna not being able to testify, yada, yada, yada. Some of the arguments raised included a secret deal between prosecutors and Jamie Hammer in exchange for testimony. Yeah, that's what prosecutors fucking do. Still true, everything you did. That's the thing. It's all backed up with evidence. So it's not like, here's a guy with uncorroborated bullshit. It's like, well, we checked his story and it fucking checks out. What do you want?
Also, can we get an APB out on Jamie and keep an eye on that motherfucker the rest of his life? Like, forever keep an eye on him.
Jamie Hammer,
once in a while, pull that dick over.
He was into this shit. Oh, fucking never mind, pull him over. Let's get him a minder.
And have him pee in a cup every couple of weeks.
I want a guy handcuffed to him like he's the fucking nuclear secrets, man. I want him to be the nuclear football. That's
Seriously,
what I want. Just someone handcuffed.
Somebody jam the nuclear football up his ass and always have him with them.
Yeah.
Because he needs a specific job and it needs to not be around anybody and always fucking monitored.
And always monitored. Now, also, you want to get real mad at Anderson here. One of his things here is he complained that he wasn't tried separately for the abduction and murder of Larissa. He's like, that's bullshit. Those should have been two separate trials. How are you going to have those together? The worst, though, is he complained that he did not get a chance to confront Shayna and that he was denied the right to make his statement to the jurors before his penalty was handed down. What did you want to do? Yell at a fucking 4-year-old and call her a liar?
You get cross-examination happens, right?
Not really. It's just a statement they included her statement like they would include a dead person's statement. Okay. If someone made a statement and then was killed, they a lot of times will include their statement in the statement. You don't get to cross-examine.
4, man.
She's 4.
What are you going to do?
Have and why? This is the other thing. I would think as a defense attorney, that's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Get it in. It's going to be in either way. Get it in without actually having to have me.
Right.
Because what are you going to do as a defense attorney? Go up and fucking, you're lying, aren't you? I mean, they're going to, anything you say to this kid other than, hi, sweetheart, everyone's going to hate you.
And you're going to challenge her fucking statement. And
this is a 4-year-old with a dead mother. You're going to call her a liar? Right. No one's going to be okay with that.
Even if you do get some sort of lie out of her, she's going to cry. Yeah. And then you're going to look like an asshole.
You're going to look like an asshole. There's no way to do that successfully. December 11th, 2002, Leland Anderson, who is Anderson's father, is found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh, he died of embarrassment.
He died of fucking embarrassment.
Wow.
And he had to be a real... I'm sorry.
He probably wasn't a great dude.
Probably weren't great parents, and we'll find out why also. This wasn't like a mental aberration that this guy was. It's a suicide, they find out here. The body was found by a neighbor who called deputies because his vehicle wasn't moved for multiple days in a row.
Oh, and he laid there.
A long time.
Man, that's embarrassing.
He recently moved to a mobile home east of Yankton, which if you've ever watched Deadwood, which I know you haven't, they mention Yankton constantly.
Really?
That's where all the cocksuckers from the government are that he's got to send bribes. He's always sending bribes to Yankton, that Al. A .22 caliber rifle was found with the body, and also one of Leland Anderson's other sons also in prison. I'm going to say you're an asshole father.
Dad.
You're probably a bad dad. If one of your kids is a serial rapist and murderer and the other one's in prison too, you're probably a dick.
You screwed the pooch on those ones,
If it was just the one, I'd say maybe he had maybe he got hit in the head when he was fucking 9 or something. But this, no, you raised jerk-offs. Sorry. So, the Supreme Court meets...
And you know what? I bet Leland sides with us.
I would...
and so much so that he put a fucking gun in his face.
He couldn't take how right we were anymore. Couldn't take it. They're so right.
The pressure of us being right was too much to bear.
Sorry, I don't feel bad for him because he raised a monster and another fucking criminal. So
and
fuck you, dude.
He went the fucking Japanese honor way.
That's
Good for him.
Good for you. So appeal here.
American style.
American style. American style honor. 22 rifle in the mouth. So the Supreme Court meets to discuss Anderson's appeal in March of 2002. The court will make their final decision in May of 2003 of how this goes. March of 2003, though, Anderson is found hanging in his cell at 2 a.m. on a Sunday. Fuck you. Yes. I love it.
That's awesome.
A guard had noticed nothing unusual when he checked on Anderson 14 minutes earlier. He was sitting on his bunk. He made eye contact with the guard.
14 minutes.
Nodded. Everything was fine. As he went back through, his lifeless body was found hanging by a sheet tied to a bar in his cell. The warden said, quote, he did not have any respiration or pulse even when they first found him and when they cut him down. And if they did, they probably fucking pull it a little fucking tighter. You know, they said, is he still breathing?
Yeah. I hope that...
He's not breathing now. I don't know what happened.
I hope that guard fumbled with the keys. Nope, not that one.
Not that one. Anybody got the keys to 4B? I can't find them.
Somebody is hanging. I think it's a person.
Maybe I left them at home. I don't know. Check my car. Fuck it. They called in guards and nurses. A defibrillator was used to shock his heart. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation was done, CPR, but he was pronounced dead. He was awaiting lethal injection anyway for the murders, obviously. Weber, who is the warden, said, quote, by all indications, Robert Leroy Anderson had no intentions of killing himself. He had appeals going. He was aggressively pursuing his case. His demeanor hadn't changed one iota. He was a fairly quiet inmate. He occasionally got into trouble, but nothing violent. They said that he, quote, had zero contact with mental health folks other than initial screenings when he first arrived. No one ever referred him for evaluation or help, nor did he ever request it. He was not in his death row cell. He was in a segregation cell when they found him. He was put in an isolation cell after a small razor blade was found hidden under the lip of a table in his usual cell. Okay. So he had a piece of razor in his cell, so they put him away. They said, quote, we viewed that as a serious piece of contraband, which caused him to get locked up in the administrative segregation. When we find weapons or potential weapons in cells, we look at the safety of other inmates and staff first, obviously. Quote, and that's that. The routine for him, he would be the same as he'd go to the segregation cell all the time. Yeah. He's locked up alone for about 45 minutes each day, where he was let out to shower and exercise. No contact with any other prisoners. Yeah. So the razor was probably for him, I would imagine.
That was probably going to be his means of getting out of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
They found a half-page suicide note in his cell. They just said, quote, it was a personal message to his mother and sister, and he was doing a little grousing about penitentiary rules. So he wrote a letter bitching about penitentiary rules and whatever.
Bitching about having to fucking...
Can you believe this? You believe I
have to be out of bounds.
It's not right.
You believe the bars in here? It's ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid.
Unbelievable. So his final meal was crow,
Can't
apparently.
Even get any chiropractor. Yeah. So the cost of prosecuting him... He wants a chiropractor in there. The Amish can get it, and I can't even fucking get it.
Need to get realigned. It's ridiculous.
Didn't Dana Sue want a chiropractor? So it's Canyon Lake, California.
Quack science.
Jesus. The cost of prosecuting and defending Robert Leroy Anderson on rape and murder charges, it was more than $1 million.
Wow.
And it is the most expensive in the state's history. There were 2 separate trials, which added to the cost, obviously. Most of the costs, a big chunk of them, $815,337, were attorney's fees and trial expenses. Others included forensic and DNA expert witnesses, private investigators, and court reporters even. Also, McCook County, though, lucky for them, they benefit from a state program that gives counties recourse to avoid getting, because this will bankrupt a small county, a trial like this. So they have like a state fund that'll help them.
State funds or federal funds. Can they give federal funds for that?
I don't think federal funds unless it's a federal case. But the state, the federal funds, federally, they might give dollars to states for that, maybe, possibly.
All right. Filters down.
That's what I mean. 55 of the 66 counties in the states are a member of this county legal expense relief program. Each county must pay $25,000 of total legal expenses. When the bills are submitted, members are asked to chip in a percentage of the money based on their property valuation.
Wow.
They ended up, the legal expense relief program paid $1.02 million of Anderson's costs to the county, keeping them from bankruptcy. If Anderson's lawyers didn't, they said that if they didn't advance this to the federal appellate level, it wouldn't have cost as much. One of the state people said, quote, it's a shame taxpayers had to spend money to put that guy away, but that's part of our system. And it's worth it in this fucking case,
he kind of gave you a refund.
Yeah, no shit. That's true.
You know what I mean? At least
they didn't even get their money's worth, though. They didn't even get to kill him. They ordered a big meal and somebody else ate it. They're like, fuck, we didn't even get to eat this shit. So,
but the cost of housing that shitbag, and then the murder drugs for the end.
Oh, the whole thing.
This shitbird would have cost him probably
$10 million. And he said, quote, also he added, quote, there's a lot of women who will sleep better knowing that this guy is deceased.
No doubt.
I would say so. And
at least one that's 6.
Yeah. Piper's husband, Vance, said, quote, this is what we were after anyway. It just saves some time and effort. So he was like, I don't give a fuck as long as he's fucking dead. And after he committed suicide, posthumously, the state of South Dakota told him to eat dicks by dismissing his appeal. So, it's a little insult to injury. By the way, remember that asshole?
They dismissed it anyway.
Fuck off.
File another one, fuckface. Yeah. He can't.
Oh, guess never mind. They suggested they would have. They also said they would have upheld everything anyway. They thought that might have been a factor with the suicide, is because he knew he was going to get denied. 2014, Amy Anderson surfaces.
What?
Remember Amy Anderson, the one he tried to kidnap? She comes public, finally, about this whole thing. She sat down. She talks about it. She said, quote, there's still not a day that goes by that I don't think about it. I still think about every single day in one way or another. This is fucking 20 years later. She said that we played this sort of little game a couple of times until I decided something's not right here. This is weird. Because he said that they played kind of he would pass her and then she would pass him, and it was like they were like playing footsie with their cars basically, but she was just trying to drive.
Right.
So that's when she was like, something's not right here. She said she took her friend home and then her tires blew out. She said that during one of the times he passed her, he threw down the tire popper.
Okay.
That's how he did it.
Yeah.
And she said it worked. She said, quote, I just couldn't go anymore. I had to pull over and stop. So she pulled over, and she said Robert Anderson got out of his car and left the door open. These are all things I remembered kind of later. He got out. He made his way over there. She talked to him, but he didn't say anything back, which is creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
She thought that he was going to help her. That's what she thought. Oh, he was going to help me change his tire. He walked over and had his hands in his pockets and didn't say anything to me, and I had my trunk open. And I said, oh, thank you so much for stopping.
Yeah.
She said, trusting, like she was very trusting of him. She said said then I sort of bent down to get the jack, and as I did that, he grabbed me around my waist and pulled me toward the ditch. They got in a big fight. She fought back hard. Yeah. She was fighting for her fucking life, and she really did. She said, quote, I was lucky enough to be able to grab the trunk on the edge of my car. I grabbed the trunk, and I think I think he kind of tumbled backward as I pulled forward. Okay. So she got away. She wrestled herself away and ran down the road, and there was an approaching car. She was praying that this wasn't like somebody that he sent there, but it wasn't. She said, quote, I was terrified. She had someone, this motorist, take her to the T Police Department and file a report, and then she went home to Sioux Falls. She said she told her parents what happened, and when she did, her mom said, she said, quote, my mom immediately said to me, this is related to what happened to Larissa Demansky. The mother said, this is the same shit. This is the same people that did this. Now, years later, Amy heard that what happened to Demansky, and she said, oh my God, quote, worst case scenario in my mind was rape. In my mind, it would have never occurred to me that it had anything else to do with that. Yeah. So she said,
didn't know she was going to die.
No clue. She said she thought this guy was just going to try to rape her, and that was it. She said, quote, why would you see someone and you're going to track their activity, you're going to follow them around, and you're going to attempt to do whatever to them? What would go through your mind to make you think that? What would ever even give you that idea? Exactly. That's what all normal people think. That's the point. She never talks about this story. This is like the first time. She says there's family members. She hasn't talked about it with her family or anything like that. They said, well, why did you agree to go public? And she said, quote, I'm not going to let anyone rob me of who I am. Mm-hmm. She said, quote, it makes me feel empowered, like I'm tough. I'm not going to put up with anything. You're not going to take me down. Mm-hmm. So good for her. Yeah. So that's good. She's feeling good. He's fucking dead. Mm-hmm. We feeling better now?
A lot better.
Okay. December 22nd, 2015, Walker is released.
No.
Greg Walker is released from fucking prison.
Out of prison. What the fuck?
Yeah. Feel good? Feel better now?
What?
No.
He would get 15 years out of 30?
15 out of 30.
Jesus.
Yep. He was.
Why is that?
It's crazy. He was entitled to early, because his crimes happened before July 1st, 1996, when they changed the law. He was entitled to early release for good behavior.
Oh, what a cunt.
He will not be under supervision when released. He told the DOC that he plans to leave South Dakota, which, great.
Where the fuck
are you now?
No.
Anywhere.
I don't like that at all.
This is crazy. One of the prosecutors said, quote, this is a very high-profile case. It had a profound effect on people in South Dakota, and particularly in Sioux Falls. I felt it was important to make that announcement that he's out of jail, because they made a public warning that he was being let out of jail.
And he is leaving the state.
We have no idea where he is.
Did they let him change his name? He can change his name.
He can change his name all he wants.
No, he can't. No, I don't think he can.
Name.
Not as a convicted felon like that, right?
I think he can change his name.
But the record
still stick with him. Yeah, it'll be connected to him.
We wouldn't know.
He can walk in and
we'd have to search his name.
He can go in and go get a job and be like, I'm Jimmy Smith. And they're like, all right, how you doing, Jimmy? They don't fucking know.
He could have changed the name to Jimmy Whisman.
You have no idea. You have no idea. So sleep tight tonight. This asshole could be living next door to you.
Oh, my God.
Our episodes very rarely end with, look out for that guy. It's usually like, well, he's fucking dead or he's in prison forever.
Oh, my God.
Laura Demansky is buried in Woodlawn Cemetery in Sioux Falls in Minnehaha County. Minnehaha County, South Dakota, in the West Lawn section over there. And we don't know where Piper's buried, but she's not buried. Her body's missing, but we don't know what kind of service they had or whatever for her. But so that is Canistota, South Dakota. That is a crazy-ass fucking story.
It sounds like it's a safe town now.
Now it is, yeah. That story, that's what I mean.
What the shit?
Halfway through that, you were like, okay, winding it up, and he killed a guy. You never thought, it just keeps...
Way back. It just keeps going.
Crazy, man.
And this story could keep going.
It could keep... This Greg Walker, he's not a normal guy.
No.
He's a guy who fantasized about raping and killing women to the point where he actually left his house to do that and planned it and got walkie-talkies, and they did it, and he watched it.
Whether or not he actually grabbed a piece of duct tape and put it in her mouth,
it doesn't matter. And especially if he saw that you could do it, maybe now he feels like, fuck, if he did that, I could do it too. Boy. I didn't think it was possible, but now that I saw him do it, hey, maybe that inspired him. Who the fuck knows? That's a crazy story. If you like that story, or if you won't sleep well tonight, either way, go ahead and go to iTunes and give us 5 stars. It doesn't matter what you say. It's just for business and iTunes' funky algorithm. It is not for our ego.
Say, fuck you, Greg Walker.
That's fine. You can't say fuck you on iTunes, but say Greg Walker sucks, whatever you want to say. If that's not enough for you and you want to be one of our superstar, spectacular, wonderful, excellent people that we love so much, that just sounded like the name of like a Chinese dry cleaner.
It did.
If you want to be one of those people like this fine list of producers that we're about to give you, you can do that very easily by going over to patreon.com/crimeinsports, or you can go over to PayPal and make a one-time donation using our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of the show, that's a real good way to do it at that email address, or you can do @MurderSmall on Instagram, or @SmallTownMurder on Instagram. It's @MurderSmall on Twitter.
Right.
Small Town Pod on Facebook. Just search Small Town Murder and find us there. And you can get a hold of us. Also, go to shutupandgivememurder.com to get all of your merchandise and shirts and good stuff there. But, Jimmy, without further ado, it's been too long. Let's hear the list of the finest people in the world. Give it to me, Jimmy.
Executive producers this week are Barbara Lay, Meg Smith, Rachel Flaherty, Lane Andrew Henderson, Clinton Grout, Katie Heisel, Shauna Rogers, it's Barbara. Damn it. Barbara Johnson, Savannah Briand. That's where I knew.
Barbara Johnson's the easiest name you can get. That sounds made up. That sounds like...
Thank you all so much for being above and beyond helpful. You guys are amazing.
Honestly.
Sydney Abraham went and donated on Patreon and on PayPal. And then Dorothea Horn did that. And Stephen Crumley. Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate it so much. Thank you, really. Jesse
Hartman, Ted Cyrus, James Feeder, Shantae Wright, Jessica Sridhar. No, I'm never getting that.
Jimmy's tongue came out of his mouth and hung limply for half a second, like it gave up.
Carly Conroy, Tom Gallagher, Taylor Cheney, Richard Basantes, Brian Potter, Rosanna Wagner, Nathan Baggett. Yes, Nothing. Not going to do it. Paul Roost, thanks, man. I appreciate you, and we're thinking about your little guy. Luke Rogers, Under the Sea Fabrics, Lisa Coltrane, Connie Young, Araya Strauss, Brett Welch, Michelle Jolly, Jane Richards, Alicia Adams, or Alicia.
We're going to go with Alicia, I'm going to say.
There's a Y in there.
I don't think it's
That's
Alicia.
What I'm telling you.
I don't think it's Alicia. Ooh, she's a pretty little baby. Let's name her Alicia.
That's what it looks like. Reverend Dr. John Kardash. I don't think he's a reverend nor a doctor.
He's a reverend and a doctor. Right. My. That's a lot of titles.
Tara Nance, Shalima Althus, or Althouse. I'm not sure.
Got to get that guy a law degree. It was Tech Esquire on the end of it, and we'll really fucking do something.
Gracie's mum, Ken Fouts, Sinfully Delightful Clean Eating, Jess Landgren in Australia. Hey. Matthew Dietrich also donated on both.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, Matthew.
Jeez,
Tabitha Beyer, Andrew Dupuis.
Dubois?
No, it's D-U-P-U-I-S.
Dupuis.
I think so.
All right, I'll take
Chad Mitchell, Emma Engblom.
Okay.
It's possible. Jake LeBeer sticking around. Thank you, Jake.
Thanks,
Nikki
man.
Kofil, Denise Bray, Barbara Felker, Mariah Menhir.
Mariah over there in the Netherlands.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You got it.
I got the right country. I saw you blank out going, fuck, is she in Sweden? Where is she?
I always get it wrong.
I only know that because my wife just sent her a T-shirt.
Oh, very
in the
nice.
Netherlands.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll make it easier.
Yeah.
Kate Myers, Oliver Thomas, Heather Chamness, Chandel Whitney. She's the one with the daughter that serves. That's,
cool.
I always remember that. Andrea Calkins, Andre Bouchard, Kayla Parker, Emma Chappelle Hedges. That's it. Elizabeth Estabrook, Seth Kuehl, Alicia. No, it's Ashley. Damn it.
You had Alicia on your mind.
Ashley Lewis, Maggie L, John Leggett. Nope. Moving on. Jennifer Provin, Andrew Ballard. No, it's Eric Ballard. I said Andrew, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Definitely.
I have Andrew somewhere.
A lot more letters.
Kelly Green, Becca and Felix. No last name. Mackenzie Bolin, Kyle Anderson, Bumblebutt Podcast. I don't know who I haven't heard
I don't
it.
know.
Annie Schock, who sent us the Washington State Penitentiary shirts. Thank you, Annie.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks.
Deb O'Donnell, Delissa, Taylor Matthew. That's it. Taylor Matthew, yes. And he's a college dude that listens to the show.
Hey,
thanks, Taylor.
Man.
Corey Preda, M. Turner, Sarah McGreal, Don Wancura, I think.
Wancura.
Right. Carly Edwards, Tess Fahey.
That sounds like some shit a magician says when his thing works. And Wancura, pow!
Or when it doesn't work.
Or when it doesn't work. He goes, shit. Followed by, God damn it. His wife hears that from the basement all day long. And Wancura, fuck. Never mind.
Tenley Cotton, Zach Oberg. He's the mailman up in, I forget where. He's got a dog named Lundy, and he sends me pictures of people send fucking bees in the mail. Do you know that? Do you know you can do that? That's fucking horrible.
That's insanity,
They need
man.
to stop that.
Yeah,
Stephanie Myers, James Fraker, Barbara John Lay, Barbara Ann John Lay, I think. No, John Lay was a hyphenated one. That's what it was.
Gotcha.
Anthony Duggan, Melissa Schmaltz, Faye Baby Designs. Not going to say anything about it. I don't know. Faye.
Thank you, Faye Baby Designs.
Thank you, Faye Baby Designs. You're terrific. Bear Burns, Lori Pete or Piette. I think it's Pete, right? Piett. I think so.
Yeah. I'm going to double
Walsh,
T.
Kelly Walsh. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Laura Shanoski, Cynthia Munford. There's too many N's. There's only
M's
two of
and
them.
N's. It's too much.
Christine Sandburn.
You broke Jimmy.
Lily Harley, Aislinn Dennis, Daphne Hedger, and then the home stretch. Heather Walter, Bill Szynski. Yes. Szynski?
I thought you were going to say Suzuki for a second.
That's what
it looked like it was coming out of your mouth.
My brain was pushing it. Caleb Crowley, Casey Lane, Nicole Wilson, Rihanna Harmer, Trini Martinez, Jessica Morgan, Chris Bakey Zach Cornell, Amanda Turner, and Chrissy-Ann Castaldi. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Honestly, guys, we can't thank you enough for everything that you do for us. You keep it going. You keep us going, and we can't thank you enough for it. Really, your donations mean the world to us. Yep. And they're the difference between the show being a success and us not being able to do this. So thank you guys so much for doing all of that. We really do appreciate it. And what if somebody appreciates you and wants to tell you about it, Jimmy?
If you'd like to, you can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I appreciate anything you guys say to me. I appreciate it.
And I am at Jimmy P is Funny. You can find me there, or just copy and paste my last name from the show description. Don't try to spell it because you will hurt yourself. And that is this crazy-ass episode of Small Town Murder. What a wild one. I have a few more. There's so much crazy in the pipeline for coming up. I found a lot of cases that are just like, holy shit.
The amount of emails we get on them too is fucking
awesome.
Bananas.
Thank
you guys are amazing. Thank
for
you
that so much. And we're going to you keep coming back here, and we're going to keep coming back here.
Will.
And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.